assumed it was open to the public. Once told it was a funeral, tourists were visibly sending them away. The host smiled and invited them to sit and eat anyway.
Daddy would have wanted it this way. You sit down and eat.
They had iced milk and freshly fried dough sticks.
I do not like ice in my milk. Well, I hadn't drank milk in forever.
You know, the only time
Like
I
a
come
glass of
across
milk?
it, I'm not a coffee guy, but Maddie will get these cold brews sometimes. with
Iced
the ice.
coffee?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Is that good? Does it still taste like coffee?
Yeah.
I don't like the taste of coffee.
No, I get the nitrogen infused espresso cold brews, and they're delicious.
Dang, Dunaway. What you drinking? Nitrogen infused?
Yeah.
What does that do
It
for
smooths
you?
out the flavor of the espresso.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I just don't like the taste of coffee.
Yeah. So
Diet Coke's my
I
coffee.
mean, the only time I do it, like if I'm on, a long weekend out of town and I need a pick-me-up, I'll do an espresso martini.
Right. I've had one of those, and it was okay.
I had that this one of the movies I went to see. Maggie and I sit down and
It'll
had
pop you up, though.
Oh, it did. I
Yeah.
had two of those. They'll rock you, keep you awake for the 4-hour Lord of the Rings.
Peter Jackson, you would have stayed awake
all the way through it.
You gonna watch the Hobbit trilogy this weekend?
I am not. Please do not tell Maggie. Let her watch Duke of North Carolina. Do not tell her. Is it out in theaters?
I mean, no, it's not out in theaters.
Okay, then
it's
no.
just something you could watch.
No,
at home.
honestly, though, would you rather take a swift kick to the balls or watch the whole 3 Hobbits?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen one of the Hobbits. Is it Frodo too?
No, it's about Bilbo. It's before Lord of the Rings.
Good note.
Frodo's older brother Bilbo.
It's not as good as Lord of the
But
Rings.
it all takes place in the Shire? Is that right?
No, there's a big adventure. They
yeah.
go to
A big adventure.
the Misty Mountains. I think.
They go to
the Lonely
Lavila?
Mountain.
Yeah.
Bunch of hobbits in Lavila.
No, I did
in that
love the
pool,
Shire life. I
Getting
mean,
herpes on their lip.
I love the fact that the houses were underground. That was sort of cool. It had some nice open space, some feng shui.
Feng Shui.
Feng
Feng
Shui.
Shui.
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui.
You can visit those in real life. They've got a whole little shire built out in New Zealand.
And I like the way they drink a lot of stuff.
Isn't that what T-Bob has on his background when he joins
Yeah.
us?
Yes.
The Hobbit Shire?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that's our show today. Thanks to our friends at Hemp Hill LT. They bring you parts of our show throughout, and they can help you even as the show ends on a Friday. If you got a problem Saturday and Sunday, Hemp Hill has a 24-hour, 7 days a week emergency service.
Yeah, sadly, I've got to call Andrew when we get off the air. Got another issue in the house.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Super Bowl pick, Brownie.
Seahawks by 10.
LT, are you calling the game?
LT
I'm
is
calling the game, but I think the Seahawks win it. Do they cover? I'm not so sure.
have
I'm
to
still
find
working on
out.
that right now. I mean, look, Seahawks are one of the 2 best teams in the NFL, and the Patriots aren't.
Yeah. 30-6 Seattle is my final
Wow.
score.
That will not be fun.
30-6.
30-6.
I do feel more like watching it after the big announcement last night from the NFL Awards.
Oh, so that's going to swing you back around. huh?
I mean, I was just going to feel like
Yeah.
that's Matt Stafford's last outing.
Yeah. But it's not now. He's coming back. And we are too, Monday at 9 a.m. Until next time.
On all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway. Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Back with you now as we get rolling. Alabama and Auburn, Super Bowl. Pretty good weekend of sports. A lot to get to. We'll talk the future of college football and some movement going on there. Where do you want to start, Lance? You want to start Alabama over Auburn or Super Bowl? Your call.
I mean, I would think that 99% of our people watch Super Bowls.
Yeah, it was a crappy game.
We'll start with Super Bowl here.
It was a crappy game.
29-13. It's a Seattle win. Derek Hall, really big in that game. Former Auburn player. Josh Jobe, former Alabama player. Really big in that game. 7 tackles. Hall plays on that dark side defense for Seattle. That was the difference in the contest. Before we break it down, Tyler, give us cut number 8. Let's hear from Derek Hall, if you were going to pick a defensive star for an MVP, could have been him. You could have thrown him into the mix there. 2-sack game and the D-line's domination, setting an NFL Super Bowl record with 7 sacks. Here's Derek Hall.
Yeah, man. It's been a little crazy year for me. Obviously, the pressures and the hits been there, and but no sacks. And man, what a more rewarding time, to be blessed, have opportunity to go out in this game and help lead this team to success tonight. So I really can't put it into words, man. I'm blessed. I'm honored, and I think up front that's our goal, to go out to dominate every single week. Obviously, kudos to the Patriots. They were here for a reason, right? They had a lot of success this year, but going out on the front, man, we just try to go out and dominate every single game, and I feel like that showed tonight.
So 7 sacks, a lot more pressures. They were in his face all day long.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, just how they dominated up front and their ability to run the football with Kenneth Walker and the defense. Look, a lot of people believe the NFC Championship game was the Super Bowl, de facto Super Bowl. Look, the AFC just wasn't very good this year, and I think the Patriots showed that. I mean, that was not even close. Like, a lot of garbage time in that fourth quarter, and if you had the under, how you had to sweat that and a penalty to bring back the Kenneth Walker run.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have lost that game goes over. That's just baffling. But New England completely dominated. And, Seattle's defense was that good. And that's what's kind of funny. Like, it was easy to pull for Seattle for me based on New England fans bitching and crying all week about Drake Maye not getting the MVP.
Wow. And
then you look at Drake Maye against that defense. I mean, Matt Stafford put on a masterclass every time he played that defense this year. And that defense is absolutely legitimate, but Drake Maye had absolutely no shot.
Well, and it wasn't just the sacks. The sacks contributed to this, but you could see, I don't even know football that well, and you could see that Drake Maye was completely uncomfortable.
Baffled. And
he never once made a comfortable throw in that game, it didn't seem.
I'm not a big Collinsworth guy, but, he did point out, it's not all the offensive line's fault. It's not all the quarterback's fault. It's not all the receivers' fault. I mean, it all goes together. And then Josh McDaniels, which they didn't talk about enough, he got completely schooled.
I mean, that one deep over the middle interception where they show it, from the high end zone, and Collinsworth's like, I got nothing for you here. I don't even know how you make this.
Well, that was a horrible decision by Drake Maye. One of the big problems, you can point a lot of fingers if you're New England. We'll go SEC again. Will Campbell. Now, you're starting a rookie left tackle and a rookie left guard. So if you're at New England, you're like, these guys are only going to get better, you hope. And you made it to the Super Bowl with a rookie left side. But Will Campbell gave up 14 quarterback pressures, the most allowed by a player all season long in any game. It could be a Buccaneer versus Saints game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Nobody gave up 14 pressures.
I got to be honest, going back watching Will Campbell last year at LSU, I thought he got beat a lot in the SEC. And, every time I've watched him, he gets completely dominated. But, look, he's a starting left tackle. And
maybe not for long.
Yeah, I thought he was absolutely awful.
Yeah, and this is nothing new. This was not just one bad night for him. Will Campbell had been an issue for him. Orlovsky brought it up last time he was on with us on whatever day that was last week. Orlovsky joined us. He was like, Will Campbell's an issue for New England. Like, that is going to be a problem for them on Sunday night. And, boy, I don't even know if Dan realized it was going to be that big of a problem.
But it came from everywhere, boy. It sure did. And Drake Maye felt the pressure of it. The first 9 drives for the Patriots, 8 punts and a fumble. Through 3 quarters, Drake Maye was 8 of 14, 60 yards. The Patriots scored 60 points in the postseason. And by metrics, Drake Maye had the worst playoffs ever.
Yeah. And I don't know how people think this was the best quarterback in the league this year. But, boy, he got exposed in the postseason. Look, and he's second youngest quarterback to ever get to a Super Bowl. And I don't know where you guys are on Drake Maye getting back to a Super Bowl. I would bet that he doesn't, but he's still got a lot of career in front of him.
Did you just say worst postseason ever by metrics?
I'll find it, who wrote it.
I believe
by
it.
metrics, it was the worst playoffs ever for a quarterback.
I mean, that's – like, I didn't think he was that bad, like worst ever bad in the playoffs.
I mean,
I didn't think he was
AFC
amazing.
Championship game, and look, conditions were awful.
They were.
And he didn't have to really do anything, but he was 10 of 21, 86 yards.
Yeah. I mean, again, they were playing in a blizzard. I mean, to his defense.
And as Dunaway said, I had him 8 of 18 going through 3 quarters, 60 yards and a pick. I mean, outside of the garbage time in that fourth quarter.
Oh, it was a disaster. Trust me, last night was a disaster for him. I just did not realize it was historically that bad through the playoffs.
And that didn't surprise me as much as on the flip side. Like, I thought Vrabel would do everything in their power to make sure Kenneth Walker did not beat them.
Wrong.
Yeah, and like let's make Sam Darnold. Let's put the game on his shoulders again. But give Sam Darnold a lot of credit. Another postseason game, another game that he played without making a mistake.
Yeah.
For the postseason, the offense scored 60 points in 4 games, while May had, by this metric, the worst playoff by a quarterback ever. Let's see what that metric is.
Might just be straight up
worst
QBR.
playoff runs for quarterbacks who started at least 3 games in a single postseason. So that's of anybody who started 3 games. So you had to win a couple of games. And who had the worst metric before him was Peyton Manning in the bad Bronco year, 2015. Rex Grossman, 2006. Joe Flacco, 08. Jared Goff with the Rams, 2018. That's the top 5. Kerry Collins, Trent Dilfer's on here once. Tom Brady's on here once, his 2001 year. Garoppolo, Rich Gannon. That's your 10, according to True Media.
I mean, it looked like it, too. Again, a lot of garbage time in the fourth quarter, but just absolute domination. And I know a lot of people in the moment are like, that's the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen. Look, we've had 7 really bad Super Bowls over the last 25. It wasn't the worst, but I think it was the second worst I've seen.
Over the last
I
25?
thought it was a great Super Bowl. I loved it.
Oh, come on. What'd you have?
You're
What
kidding, right?
positions did you have on
because
Calvary?
There's no way.
By everything.
I know, the guy
Impressed
that-
with last night.
The guy that hates everything. This was a terrible Super Bowl.
I enjoyed it because I like defense, but everything was happening the way I wanted it to. And listen, I was old for Kalshi since it had become part of the show. So yesterday, I mean, I lost a lot, but I hit a few because I played, I was close to no New England touchdowns and no New England over 11.5 points. That was close. That hurt, that garbage touchdown. Austin Hooper out of nowhere, 2 catches, but I had the under the 45 and the Seattle minus the 4.5.
That doesn't make it a good game.
You're the one that always tells me that if you've got something on it, it's what makes stuff interesting.
No, it definitely makes it interesting, and it makes it fun for the bank account. But I'm just saying, sitting back watching that game, there was nothing enjoyable unless you're a Seahawks fan or – there was a guy that won $4.5 million on it yesterday.
Yeah,
I saw that.
The worst one I can remember of late. That's okay. The worst one I can remember of late was
Super Bowl 53.
The one over in Atlanta where your team was horrific.
Down 3-0 at half, lost 13-3. That was the worst I've ever seen.
Boring.
Yeah.
I mean, that was barely watchable.
And I wasted a bunch of money on that
I'm
ticket,
sure you
wasted
did.
time. And
last night, I don't know if it ever got. Well, it was pretty unwatchable. I mean, it wasn't a great game.
I'll tell you, I enjoyed it because I had positions on Kalshi. You can find different ways to enjoy different things in life with our friends at Kalshi. Tell us about how they can use the promo code TNR. Real easy with the app to jump on.
yeah, look, download Kalshi right now, code TNR. You get $10 when you trade $10 from our friends at Kalshi, whatever the position is. How you trade using Kalshi, and now that it's legally available in all 50 states, Kalshi started back in that 2024 presidential election. There are odds often cited to who was favored to win the presidency. Now the first platform to allow you to play sports trades legally in all 50 states. Not only sports, you've got pop culture, you've got politics. The Oscars will be coming up next month. You can get a position on all of this, Brown.
You absolutely can. And as Lance said, code TNR gives you $10 on your first trade. I saw you're missing out if you're not on this. Darren Ravel reported $500 million on Kalshi last night alone for the Super Bowl. So look how many people are on that. If
of that $500 million, how many put that code TNR in?
I hope all of them. That would be great if all of them. Arizona, Kansas tonight. That's our game on Kalshi. In college hoops, Arizona is at Kansas. How often do you think Kansas hands people points in Lawrence?
It's probably happened in Bill Self's career, and I'm being honest here, once.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how often, Dunaway, but Kansas is handing Arizona 2.5 tonight there in Fog Allen Fieldhouse.
I think I'm going to take a position on NC State on the road at Freedom Hall. They don't play Freedom Hall anymore at the Yum Center.
Why are they playing at Freedom Hall?
Yeah, that's the front game of ESPN.
Yes, it is. That's pretty good doubleheader there.
I think Will Wade's team's turning the corner a little bit at the right time.
Our buddy
NC State catching 6.5 in that one. By
Brendan
the way.
was actually at Fog Allen Fieldhouse this weekend for Utah and Kansas. Yeah, Finney was taking in his first Kansas game there.
Can Arizona remain undefeated? We'll see that tonight. Arizona and Kansas there, the late half of that doubleheader at Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and enter code TNR to get $10 on your first $10 trade with our friends at Kalshi, code TNR. So you like NC State, don't you?
I do. I like them in the points tonight. 23-0 is Arizona in that game. Back to the Super Bowl. We'll talk Bama's win over Auburn in just a second, but Kenneth Walker is the MVP, the first running back to win MVP since Terrell Davis, 1998.
It's been that long, really.
And I can't believe, like, watching the game unfold, how it wasn't Kenneth Walker the entire game. Like, I think it was Collinsworth or, hey, after that run, he might have put himself in the MVP conversation. I'm like, dude, he locked this thing up at halftime.
I mean, you could make a compelling case for a kicker. He was the only guy that was scoring any points.
Jason Myers, the way
he was the only guy
Michael Dixon
points.
punted last night.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 punts inside of the 10. I thought Devin Weatherspoon. I thought Ernest Jones. I thought there were a lot of just off the beaten path guys. But Kenneth Walker, the way he controlled that game, and Seattle didn't have to do anything else offensively.
Yeah, 27 carries, 135, 161 total yards. First running back to win it since Terrell Davis, 1998. What's really amazing, it was the first NFL game that Kenneth Walker Jr., his dad, had ever gone to. He has a fear of crowds, and he goes to Seattle for his son's home games all the time, but doesn't go to the game. He watches from the house, just likes to spend time with the family and stuff. Doesn't like crowds. Was at the Super Bowl, though, and Kenneth Walker was very emotional afterwards. He was like, my first game my dad's come to, and wins the Super Bowl.
And the MVP. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
If you don't like crowds, you don't want to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's the one place you don't want to test it, I would imagine.
I'm going to assume he doesn't Christmas shop either.
I would imagine your fears in a crowd is that something's going to happen. And
some people just get overwhelmed, overstimulated.
They just don't like to be pinned in, boxed in, or whatever. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. That he got to see his son win the MVP last night, and that he didn't like crowds. That's first I'd heard of that, and somebody missing out on the games, and it was just an interesting side story on Kenneth Walker there. And another great point by the broadcast team made was Mike Tirico actually brought it up, that Kenneth Walker's patience and waiting to hit the hole goes all the way back to his time at Wake Forest and that slow mesh offense that Dave Clawson and them used to run.
Which you've always hated.
Oh, I can't stand it because that quarterback rides him up there. Well, there's Kenneth Walker. Some of the time, I mean, he was basically, Collinsworth was having a good time with it, but he was like, wait, walk, and then boom, he hits the hole.
Well, I think it showed you the patience, you just don't see that a lot. He brought up Le'Veon Bell in one of the comparisons, but I think it showed you how dominant that Seattle offensive line was at times. But for him to be able to walk it up, find that hole, and then the acceleration. And I think we forget how good of a back Kenneth Walker was at Michigan State, winning a Doak Walker.
All I can think of every time I hear his name is how much money he made Mel Tucker.
Yeah.
And made Peyton Thorne look like a tremendous quarterback, honestly.
Well, and how much he is a free agent next year. Like, was this the absolute perfect moment for him to dominate?
That's right. Like, right now, he can test the market.
Yeah. And that's the interesting. And John Snyder is one of the best, if not best, general managers in all of football. And, boy, he's going to have a decision to make because, he made some magical decisions in the offseason last year for Seattle. And what do you do with Kenneth Walker? Such a big part of this offense. When Charbonnet went down early in the postseason, people were like, man, I don't know if Kenneth Walker can carry the load, and he was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. How do you not try to keep this team together as much as you can? Richard Hendrix joins the show coming up to start hour number 2 to talk SEC basketball and everything we saw over the weekend, to Alabama and Auburn and the Tide's 96-92 win after LT tells us about our great friends at Crane U. We're about to move in. We've already moved into the second month of 2026. It is flying by. But, hey, if you're sitting here with a job and you say, maybe I want to change careers or maybe I want to get better at my current job, Crane U can be the educational system for you.
Yeah, get the Crane training you need today. If you're looking for a new career and need further training to advance your current one, our friends at Crane U, they offer the comprehensive, state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, or forklift training. If you want to use your own equipment, the team at Crane U will come to you. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. Make that job easier, your job site safer. Crane U also offers certification, safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. Classes are available monthly, so call or visit our friends at Crane U. When you call 855-CRANE-U, whether you talk to Nicole or Francis, make sure you mention the next round, 10% off all the great services. For more information, you can always go online. Go to craneu.com.
Hey, a couple more weeks of those heart-shaped Bowberry biscuits to start your day at Bojangles. Now through the 22nd at Bojangles, you get those heart-shaped Bowberry biscuits wherever you go to your local Bojangles. And it's not just a novelty because it's Valentine's. It's actually helping, man. 10% of sales of the heart-shaped Bowberry biscuits go to the Heartist Yard, the Greg Olson Foundation, and the Bojangles Foundation. These contributions are going to support heart care services and research in the community's Bojangles services like ours. So swing by your local Bojangles, get those heart-shaped Bowberry biscuits on the way to work or school, and start your day the right way, and do it for a good cause at Bojangles, where you can always make it bow time.
Alabama beats Auburn 96-92. In the second half, Alabama went on a 10-0 run and an 8-0 run. They scored 59 second half points. Here's Stephen Pearl on the reason Auburn lost the game.
For them to score 59 points, is unacceptable of our defense, and that's on me as their coach. I got to do a better job. We got to do a better job with our one-on-one defense. Got to have way more pride being able to sit down and guard our man. The guy to my right is really the only one that does at a high level every single night. Everyone else is capable of doing it, but we got to be able to do it more consistently. And, if a freshman can do it every single possession, I need my better players to be able to do the same thing. So, that was the difference in the game. They made tough one-on-one plays in the second half, and, we got out of character defensively, let them get to their right hands. We stood up a couple times. We didn't contest a couple shots. We got a little out of character from what worked in the first 18 minutes, and ultimately gave them the confidence to go out there and do a lot of really good things offensively. So credit to them because they made those tough shots. And, we scored 92 points. We got to be able to win that game scoring 92 points. It has nothing to do with our offense. It has everything to do with our defense, and our defense has got to get better.
The best shooting game for Alabama, a little over 54% since November against Maryland.
Yeah, look, and I know they didn't shoot a ton of threes compared to what they normally shoot, 12 of 23, but 52% behind the arc. Amari Allen really good in every aspect of the game on Saturday. And, when Auburn gets up 10, you feel like Auburn with a 10-point lead at Neville, that's going to be really difficult to come back from. But Alabama just steady, led the final 10 and change of the game, and big win for Alabama.
No doubt about it. I would say, I know Stephen Pearl was upset at his defense, but if you think back to what to me were the two biggest shots of the game for Alabama, the Amari Allen three, that was a rainbow three because it was contested. And the Aden Holloway three that turned into a 4-point play was a 4-point play because Pettiford, didn't clobber him. Pettiford hit him because that was contested. Sometimes you contest shots and the shots just fall. I didn't really, and I'm not trying to argue with Stephen Pearl here. He knows way more basketball than I ever will, and he's the one watching the film. Some of those shots were contested shots. It wasn't like Alabama was just draining wide open threes. They were having to make tough shots.
There were a few of them, though, that you could tell they didn't close out on the shooter when he went to start shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them. There were some really tough shots, but in that second half, you could just see him get frustrated. Like, why did you let that guy take the shot? You basically didn't close the gap when he got the ball and let him take the shot. Here's Nate Oats. If you can give me cut number 1 afterwards. Aden Holloway, who obviously is under a lot of pressure when he goes back and plays there because that was his first school. And he went in there last year and helped Alabama to the win, but really that was a Mark Sears game. But Aden Holloway had a big one yesterday, but it didn't really come until late in the game. He ended up with 15. He had a 9-0 run by himself late. Here's Nate Oats.
Yeah, Holloway had that stretch late where he scored 9 straight for you guys. Just what did you make of his performance late and his ability to be steady?
I mean, really talented player. I think he showed he's got some clutch genes. I mean, I didn't realize it was 9 straight. That doesn't surprise me in hindsight. It's a 4-point play in the middle of all that, and I had the one layup. He had the left-handed. Just back-to-back games when he's hit super tough shots from. They called the foul, and the other one, maybe he did, maybe he didn't hear, but he somehow had to end up getting a tough shot off. Man, he's skilled, and he's stepping up big late in games. I thought he was better on defense. He actually had a positive defensive leverage today, so I'm really proud of him for that. And our defense was better when he was on the floor tonight, so play hard on defense, kind of let the offense follow. I think he's got the right mindset going in, and it resulted in some big plays late in the game.
Yeah, and I want you to hear from Stephen Pearl quickly on Aden Holloway's late 9-point run as well, and then we'll break down what Holloway and Philon are doing for this team and the rest of the thoughts in Alabama. But here's Stephen gets asked about Aden Holloway's late 9 points.
Aden Holloway had 9 of his 15 points in the last 2.5 minutes. What did you make of what he did down the stretch?
Yeah, we talked about it was like a 2-point game, and told our guys that a wide pin down was coming, and we're standing straight up out of our stance and get nailed on the pin down, and then we foul a 3-point shooter. Just unacceptable. So can't do that if you want to win basketball games. So, and then hit a really tough one. I thought it was pretty good defense. Made it tough too, same way he did against A&M. But when the previous possession, when you allow him an open 3 and he makes it, that then gives you the confidence to go out there and make a tough shot on the next possession. So, just too casual, too lackadaisical, and we got burned on it. So he made a lot of big plays late, and obviously got to the free throw line and made his free throws. So he, was a huge difference late for them making some tough shots.
I'll tell you, though, man, Auburn to be up 10 to score 92, and Todd Pettiford, offensively, his best game of the year.
25, right?
Yeah, 25, 7 assists, was 3 of 8 behind the arc, which is a marked improvement over where he's been.
No doubt, yeah.
So if you would have told me all that, I would have said Auburn probably wins this game. I liked Auburn. I actually had Auburn minus the 2.5. But that's a big, big win for Alabama and their confidence.
Sometimes, overall numbers sometimes are impacted by, free throws can get out of hand because of the way a game is played at the end when a team's having a foul to extend the game, total fouls, things like that. But Auburn having 28 3-point attempts to Alabama's 23. Anytime.
Surprising.
Yeah, anytime Alabama and Auburn play in this iteration of these two teams, if Auburn shoot more threes than Alabama, that's a win for Alabama.
Yeah, and I thought one of the keys, Keyshawn Hall gets to the line, and Richard Hendrix talked about it a lot during the broadcast. Or no, Vitale was talking about it, yeah.
We got to circle back to the broadcast if we could.
Back-to-back Vitale.
If we could, please circle back to that at some point.
But Vitale brought it up a lot. I mean, Keyshawn Hall was leading the nation in free throw attempts and really didn't get involved. Alabama did a good job of not putting him on the line in the first half.
Yeah, well, some people, depending on what part of the state you are,
I know, yeah.
would say Alabama did a good job of not putting him on the line. And I believe a lot of the Auburn fans believe that the team that's really good at going to the rim, Auburn, didn't get a lot of calls. They let them play a little bit more handsy, a little bit more physical around there.
I saw some fallaways from Hall. I didn't see, I don't know. I mean, look, he got involved late, but when I watched the game, I saw some of the stuff on social after the fact. It didn't really jump out to me, and I had Auburn minus 2.5.
It didn't jump for me either, but, that's not unusual. After watching the second half of the Alabama-Texas A&M game, which was a foul fest, I was like, I thought they were letting them play. I don't know if that's good or bad, depending on what school you were watching there. But I think it ended up being 20-19 in the fouls.
I think Alabama averages 22 fouls a game, so 19. I mean, it's not real far off their average.
55 total free throws. I thought it was an enjoyable game to watch.
Yeah, it was. The second half I thought was a little better than the first half, just as far as the pace of the game and all that, and kind of the way it was played. But no, it was a very enjoyable. I mean, heck, it was actually a quite enjoyable day because, as you were reminded quite often in the second half, Duke and North Carolina followed on a different network, not even on the same network that game was on, so you had to change channel. But that was an excellent game, and then Kentucky-Tennessee was an excellent game.
Are you guys surprised Vitel's still doing games?
Well, listen,
I mean, he's 86 years old. I won't be speaking at 86.
Yeah, and he battled cancer 3 times now.
Yeah.
And
which I appreciate.
Yeah, I do too, and I appreciate his energy, an ambassador for college basketball. But, man, it is difficult to sit there for 2 hours, whether it's your team or you just want to enjoy a game. And
he doesn't really add anything anymore. It's just kind of reactions and falling back on his old phrases, and it's a great cause. I'm not complaining about the cause, but it gives him a chance. In fact, I'm praising this. It gives him a chance to push the V Foundation stuff that does tremendous work, and the raffle for the car and all that stuff.
Why is he not in studio, though?
I don't really know, Jim. I don't know
is he
if
not
it's
a studio
just,
analyst?
I don't know if it's what he wants to do or no, because it would rest his voice a little bit. Like his voice struggles to make it through a game, even when it's a 3-man table.
I think he wants to be out.
Yeah.
They
put him in. These are preset 2-people groups. Like when he's with Ravitch and Jimmy Dykes, they put him in. They just bring up a third chair.
Yeah, and Team Dykes wants to talk too much. Corey Alexander was just awkward.
Yeah, he just didn't know what to do. I mean,
a lot of people don't know you are the Detroit Pistons coach, and then it just goes nowhere.
I caught that. Vitel did not want to talk about that.
No.
But it's very uncomfortable. You've probably Corey Alexander's probably never worked with Dick Vitale.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
and no run-throughs or anything.
Yeah.
What was his record with? Was it 11?
Not great.
11-69 or something?
Like that. It was not good. Yeah,
it was better at Detroit University than it was with the Pistons.
Yeah, but that was like
that was turned in the punch bowl.
Yeah,
Vitale
it really
did not
was.
want to comment on coaching for the Pistons. My complaint comes with, and Dave O'Brien used to come on Herb's show back in the day, and is a very, very nice guy, and has done a lot of great work.
Oh, you're not going to go with the pronunciations, are you?
I don't know Corey Alexander's history. I really haven't paid attention to him.
Philon?
Guys, he's the leading scorer in the SEC. I mean, if you get an end of the bench name wrong, I can live with it. But this guy's the leading scorer in the SEC. He may be an All-American. I don't know.
I tweeted the pronunciations the way they show up on the Alabama notes. And that's the way they list it for Philon.
Yeah. No, that's Philon.
That's Philon.
That's
right?
Philon.
That's
yeah.
fine.
PHI dash show the camera. PHI dash LAWN is not going to show up.
That's the right pronunciation.
But Jim, there are a lot of Alabama guys there at the game that if you're confused by that, you can walk down to our friend Stephen Gonzalez, who is one of the nicest guys in the world, and say, is it Philon or Philon? And Stephen will very quickly tell you it's Philon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look,
you met with Nate Oats the night before. Perhaps you could ask him too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things as a broadcaster you want to get right. I am amazed at some of the guys that call BYU and USC and UCLA games and all the Polynesian players, and
they get them right.
They can get that right. Yeah. But I mean, it is difficult. We butcher names every single day, but
usually me. So when I notice it and send out the pronunciations, it's Philon and Millette. That's the way they're listed on the Alabama game notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got no problem if Dickie V gets this wrong at 86.
Yeah.
The problem is when you've got a guy that is a veteran broadcaster where
and the analyst,
this becomes
not 86.
And I work on that the night before. Like I've got to make sure
Yeah.
these pronunciations are correct.
As they kept calling him Mullet, this became the very popular meme on social media.
Houston Mullet.
Houston Mullet with a mullet.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
like,
that's what bothered
Eric LaSalle.
That's what bothered me the whole game. I was like,
I couldn't believe it, and not to ever correct it. But again, it's the leading scorer of the SEC, and you can make an argument Labaron Philon is one of the top 10 players in America. I don't know if it's a good argument or not, but you can certainly make it.
And there's no way you've done college basketball all year and you haven't, or 2 years, and you haven't seen Ron Slay ever go, Philon.
I know.
Yeah, so, all right, so that's Alabama winning. We'll circle back to more Super Bowl and more Bama and Auburn throughout the show as Bama gets ready to go to Ole Miss. Auburn gets ready to go to Vandy. We'll talk about the other stuff that happened in the SEC and college basketball, new bracketology, a ton of college football to get to as we move on. The show today being brought to you by Our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Way to Wellness can help jumpstart your weight loss. I was on the golf course Friday when I left here, went out to Bent Brook. I saw our friends from Alexander Chenard Trial Attorneys. They were out there. They were in a couple of groups behind us, and I was talking to them. One of the guys was like, Dunaway, man, tell me about this Way to Wellness. And I was able to, on the putting surface, before I teed it up in front of them, was able to talk about my weight loss journey, how it really works, how cost-effective it can be, how they've got a plan specifically for you. It's not the same as my plan or anyone else's. It's designed specifically for you. You can get more details at planforme.com, planforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees. First consultation with Leslie is free. Injection therapy, meal replacement, the protein bars I use to keep from bad snacking. It's all right there. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Chenard Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Why go out and battle the crowd at restaurants when you can have the best meal right there at home from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop? Right now, the Valentine's Day special, 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The Choice, $69.99. The Prime, $79.99. Available for pickup Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make the call. Cahaba Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Guys in the back room giving me a hard time about bragging about my Calshi Super Bowl wins. They want to see my Saturday results from Calshi.
Yeah, you pulling up Floyd Mayweather Jr. now.
You're not going to see those.
Well, you all over Auburn Saturday?
I had Auburn. I had, I think I had the under in the game. Yeah. I didn't think I'd play 96-92.
Before we get too far from that, I mean, Lance, I think I didn't want to gloss over it because I probably got in too quickly getting on the announcers. What did you say? Great win, key win, big win for Alabama. I can't remember the phrase you used.
I mean, it's a big win.
Yeah, they're 6-4 now through 10 games. I mean, I think you feel a little bit different about them because the remainder of their schedule
is a lot different than their first 10 games.
Yeah, I think they've played the toughest part of their schedule, probably.
You play Auburn again. I think you go
At
to
home.
Kentucky.
I'm just saying they've played I think they've played the toughest part of their schedule right now. So I kind of like to place this now. Florida has taken the SEC lead, and I don't think they're going to look back.
No,
they're so good.
But you know, it was dicey though.
Alabama celebration down in Auburn.
Yeah. Going back to that A&M game, and that was kind of the point when you were going into the A&M game. You looked and you had A&M at Auburn and then at Ole Miss, and if you lose both A&M and Auburn, you've got no momentum, and you wonder where the confidence of the team is, and you win both of those games.
Yeah, 4 of Alabama's next 5 games, Jim. At Ole Miss this week in the midweek game, favored against South Carolina, who's the worst team in the league.
Terrible. Yep.
You host Arkansas; it's a tough match.
Favored,
you got it at
though.
home. You're at LSU, who's no good.
Favored.
And then you host State.
Yeah, you're favored in your next 5.
That's a nice little run right there before you get to the
let's just say you win those 5. You're 11-4 all of a sudden in the SEC.
Great. You feel great.
So that's a lot of Alabama fans have been pointing that out. We'll jump to a couple of college football notes after we hear about our great friends at Culver's, Brownie, the wonderful folks who, they're all over America if you're driving around.
Yeah, welcome to Delicious at Culver's. Whether you've won the game or lose the game, you want to go celebrate either way. Culver's is a great place to do it. You can enjoy those juicy butter burgers right there at Culver's. Those crispy crinkle-cut fries, those gooey golden cheese curds, and whatever you do, save room for that creamy custard at the end. You're going to want that, I promise you. That's at Culver's. And when in Birmingham, at Stadium Trace or Tattersall Park, your local Culver's locations. And always enjoy a great meal, win or lose at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Listen, I don't know who you guys think will be the starting quarterback for Alabama. Do you guys have a projection right now?
I mean, I think it's going to be Keelan Russell. Just based on what people say, like this is too talented of a guy. I think with either quarterbacks, Alabama can win and win at a high level, but I think it's going to be Russell.
And from listening to the sound we played last week from Ryan Grubb, it feels like he was a little higher on Keelan Russell.
Who was he pulling for yesterday?
Feels like he was a little higher on Keelan Russell than he was Austin Mack.
I only bring that up because Panini America, which I think is trading cards, right?
Yes. Sounds like sandwiches.
Sounds like sandwiches, but trading cards. They have a Prism Lounge out at the Super Bowl for some of their endorsers. Dante Moore was in the Prism Lounge. I don't know if the others were there, but Panini America has Dante Moore this year. They've got Arch Manning this year, Julian Sayin this year, Houston 5-star quarterback Keyshawn Henderson, and Keelan Russell are some of their quarterbacks with Panini America.
You wonder if Panini signed him 2 years ago. Well, I mean, where was Russell? Wasn't he the top 1 or 2 quarterback coming out in that class?
He was one of the top dual threat quarterbacks, I think is the way they phrased it. He was a 5-star.
Yeah, you wonder if they just signed him then and, just projected, hey, if everything is going this route, you're going to be one of our guys going into 2026. I mean, if we're taking a position at Calshi, I think he's a pretty heavy favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how heavy, but yeah, pretty heavy favorite. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, Austin Mack looks good though. When he came in at the Rose Bowl, I mean, he's got the look, he's got the size, and he's been there. He's got to be comfortable with the system. So we'll see how that shakes out. Just thought it was interesting that the people who put money on brands, they have money on Keelan Russell right now in the same place that Arch Manning and Julian Sayin and Dante Moore are. So that's where Keelan Russell is.
Boy, I'm telling you, we got a great quarterback, at least going into the season. Some great college quarterbacks coming back.
We really do.
Yeah.
We really do. And that'll feed into the 2027 NFL draft, which is supposed to be quarterback heavy.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to this one where Dante Moore was asked inside the Prism Lounge yesterday at the Super Bowl, How do you turn down $55 million to come back? Because you would have been the second pick, and that is slotted for $55 million guaranteed. And he goes, it's not, my decision was not based on money. I want to do something at Oregon that's never been done, and that's why I came back.
And look, I get that. It's going to be interesting because you're resetting without Will Stein, who is now at Kentucky, your offensive coordinator. I think they got to get better at the wide receiver position. Kenyon Sadiq is going to be probably the first tight end off the board. So they're losing a little bit, but I think he needed to come back to be the quarterback he wants to be at the next level. And I mean, you guys will give me, NIL makes this decision a lot easier when you can be like, okay, well, I'm going to get $4 million or $5 million to go back and play college football.
Yeah, well, I'm only going to get $5 million. I mean, when I think about my life, and then when I say things like that on the show, it really is, it's almost an out-of-body experience when I say this guy's only going to make $5 million this year to play college football.
Well, it's just
instead of $55 million to play the NFL.
Well, you think about how many people that have grinded for 25, 30 years doing whatever they do, and they're like, I've never made $5 million in my 25 or 30 years, and he gets to do it for coming back for a semester and playing college football.
I mean, it is, and I've said this before, NIL, everything gets blamed on NIL, and it's only negative. This is a positive. I was telling an Auburn fan over the weekend who was talking about Jackson Coyven, the Auburn golfer who broke a longstanding Tiger Woods record.
Wow. Yeah, what a performance.
Yeah, which when you're breaking a Tiger Woods record, whether it's in college or the PGA or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's Tiger Woods' record. And I was like, by the way, 5 years ago, that guy's out on the tour right now. He's back at Auburn because he can make money playing at Auburn. And that's the hidden benefit of NIL that nobody wants to pay attention to. Dante Moore is in the NFL 10 times out of 10 5 years ago.
But from a golfing stand, you're not saying Auburn's NIL pays him. He's able to
make money
sponsorships, whether it's TaylorMade or Titleist.
And he may get some money from Auburn. There could be an Auburn booster that really wanted to see him stay, so he gets fed some money. But
he's able to take advantage of being so good on the tour with all the sponsors that are able to pay for him. He's able to bring that money in and stay in college, as opposed to the old days, he'd had to go pro.
Right, real quick, Lance, it's what the shoe companies, Jim, used to do in basketball. If I can get a kid to an Adidas school, when I get him to the NBA, maybe he will wear my Adidas, right, Lance? So now when that kid's in college, heck, if I can sign him to, I'll use TaylorMade as an example. If I can get him a little TaylorMade sponsorship, if he's that good when he gets it on tour, I got a better shot perhaps at getting him as a TaylorMade player on tour.
It popped up on my feed yesterday. TaylorMade's doing all 32 NFL team balls. Have you seen them?
Oh, I have not.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Bad Dolphins logo, so I won't buy them.
It's not the logo. It's the colors. It's a little flashy, but I almost ordered some. I don't even play golf, and I almost ordered a dozen Rams yesterday.
I don't do colored balls, so.
I'm with you. My balls are white.
Maybe you can pull it. TaylorMade NFL balls. It's just, it's got the coloring on it.
Scheme,
it's white. Yeah, I mean, but they're normal. You guys would 100% play with them. If TaylorMade's a good ball, I don't know if it is.
I am not playing with your Rams balls.
Yeah, well, I know that, but I'm saying I don't know if it is a good or bad ball.
I took a moment paying with the expensive Titleist balls, but now I'm.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I see those. Yeah.
I played with a friend of mine gave me 2 sleeves of.
Wait, so y'all wouldn't use these?
No, I would not. No,
that's too much on a golf ball. I need it to be white. Yeah. I like looking down at a white ball.
You purist.
Brown likes class at the golf course. Get that trash out of here.
I got 2 sleeves of those that look almost like the Patriots one for the 4th of July from TaylorMade, and I could not lose them fast enough.
Okay.
I don't like my balls all cluttered up.
Yeah.
We were just giving Tyler.
For the record, if I ever play golf again, I will be playing with a. What do I usually play with?
You used a Nitro. It came up on the course the other day. Somebody's like, "What was that golf ball Lance was talking about?" I was like, "Nitro." He found a Nitro and liked it.
TaylorMade Rams ball is what I'm going with this time.
Does it? Well, I mean, as I sit here and look at it, I may have to see what the Tampa Bay one looks like before I rule it out.
You guys shit on it immediately.
We did. But Jace is right in the chat. If Brown's playing Dolphins balls, he better hope it never goes to a playoff.
Yeah.
God, I heard your Dolphins get brought up this morning when people were talking about, the turnarounds of both the Seahawks and the Patriots.
Oh, gosh.
When's the last time you guys won a postseason game?
2000.
Yeah.
That's what only been 26 years.
It's
crazy.
There are 9 franchises now that have won multiple Super Bowls since 2000.
Now, that is better. I'll give you that. That's better than the Dolphins one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to backtrack. I may go, if those are at my local store, I may go buy those. They're not going to have the Buccaneers one here locally, though. I'll have to
What
order
bad?
them online.
It's for that box, it's $40. I mean, I think golf balls are expensive, so
Yeah, but see, I play TaylorMade because of that box is $25.
Yeah, see, that's not their high-end ball either. And I don't want to give Tyler more ammo, but I'm going to play it. When I play TaylorMade, I play their high-end ball, Tyler.
Yeah.
So what are the differences in the balls? Like
what
makes a high-end ball?
Brown likes his soft.
Yeah, the high-end balls are softer than the mid-tier ball. The mid-tier ball's hard. So
is one harder to putt or easier to putt?
Well, you just get around the green. If you're using soft balls around the green, you're going to get a lot more spin and check, and you can judge it
if you know
much
how
better.
to spin it.
Well, the people that are using high-end balls generally do.
I use the hard balls because I need a little extra yardage off the tee box, but when I get around the tee, I can't put any spin on it. So he likes the soft balls. I like the hard balls.
Well, is that illegal to change your ball? It is?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So even in a just pickup game?
Well, I mean, it depends on how strict your group's going to call it. But, yeah, it is illegal to do that.
So technically I should use the hard ball off the tee box and then drop
golf is so weird.
My Titleist just around the green.
That would be an advantage for you, yes.
So in
It's the reason
football,
it's illegal.
you can roll out a different ball to kick.
That's absolutely right, yep.
Yeah. All right, we get back to some college football news, and then Richard Hendrix to the Alabama win over Auburn at the top of the hour. The show being brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Your chance, guys, to stay on top of your health. Man, listen, there are stories everywhere about early detection. Great story, great commercial during the Super Bowl yesterday with our buddy Bruce Arians, the former Buccaneer head coach, and telling about how he was diagnosed with prostate cancer and early detection saved his life. And you can find a lot of details about prostate health at urologycentersalabama.com, urologycentersalabama.com, from prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between. They've been taking care of Alabamians for 70 years plus, and they do it with 16 convenient locations. All right there, Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920. And guys, when you're ready to wave the white flag for a vasectomy, they've got that as well. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. I had it on my sheet every day last week. Put it down last Monday when I first heard the rumblings and never got to it. But now, today, it's official. North Dakota State is moving to the Mountain West Conference, and they will be there for this upcoming season. They're paying $12 million to join the Mountain West Conference, $5 million to the NCAA to move up, and they joined the Mountain West Conference now as a football-only member. Why don't you just go ahead and join them in everything? I don't know.
Doesn't make sense.
But football only, they'll join. They've won 10 of the last 15 FCS national championships. I'm okay with this move, mainly because they have a fan base that is better, I think, than half of the FBS, the lower group of 6 fan bases. They pack the Fargo Dome.
Yeah, but I mean, how many fans are there?
Well, I think the Fargo Dome holds 26. Is that right?
I thought it was in the 30s, but I might be wrong.
But, man, they take over like when they used to play in Frisco. I remember when they played Jack State in Frisco, they took that stadium over, man. And, I mean, I don't know how big that stadium is either. I think it's like 40,000.
Where are they getting the money, though? I mean, $17 million, I mean, from the jump that they've got to pay both conference and NCAA to be able to do this.
Well, just think about the boosters that or the people that live in North Dakota that maybe are, I don't know, I was about to stereotype, but ranch farmers and
oil.
We
always say oil.
They seem very thrifty, though, like farmers.
So the conference is Air Force, Hawaii, Nevada, New Mexico, San Jose State, UNLV, Wyoming, UTEP, Northern Illinois, which is a weird inclusion, and now North Dakota State.
And Cal Davis will eventually be a football playing member as well. They play in every other sport but football. They're getting better before they join in football.
Like, I think they can win that conference pretty quick, don't you?
They can battle for it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think this transition is going to be Boise State-like back at 2000?
To Lance's point, Boise State used to win a lot on the FCS level, and they jumped up.
And they dominated. They're not nearly as dominant as they used to be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, to be Boise State level, they're going to have to get in the playoffs. I don't think you'll ever see a team from this conference in the playoffs.
Ooh, I don't know.
Which one?
If we keep the group of 5 open.
Well, give me the one you would be. That would be the position you would take at Calshi for which team?
Maybe UNLV.
Yeah,
That is
they
a
were trending
long
towards it this past year.
I mean, I don't feel good about it. I'm just saying if I had to take a
if you had to
position
take
on
one.
Yeah. I mean, their path just got less to win that conference, at least to be in the conversation.
Yeah, and when you lose San Diego State and you lose Boise State, it does open things up.
Like I was at Jacksonville State when they made the move from Division II to what is now FCS. It was 1AA at the time. And, the argument around there was, we're such a big fish in a little pond. Why do we want to go be a little fish in a big pond? It's a different world now with all the money. But I'm sure there's some North Dakota State fans that are excited about this, but there are some that yeah, but man, we used to dominate this other level.
Yeah,
we're not going to do
won
that here.
10 of the last 15 national
Does it just get
championships.
tired, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know, but what's the goal? Like, you will never win a national championship.
That's
so
right.
being at the top of your sport, it's never going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, you've won your last national championship. You know that when you move up.
But you've watched James Madison play in the playoffs this past year. That was another powerhouse on the level you used to be at.
Yeah, you just got to change. I mean, it's got to come with an expectation change to land. Your expectation every year at North Dakota State was to win the national championship, not just play for it, but to win it.
But now the expectation is
maybe I make the playoffs.
Maybe you make the playoffs, and then you get curb stomped. I mean, that's what happened to JMU.
And that's just the level set you have to have if you're a fan now, or if you're part of that athletic program.
There's a good chance, though, at some point we're going to go to our own Group of 6 playoff.
In that event.
Yeah. Which would have the Mountain West champion, the Pac-12 champion, the Sun Belt, the American, and the MAC, I guess, and some others participate in that. We'll see. 201 days away from college football. We had a retirement over the weekend, by the way, a familiar name. I'm going to put a picture up. I think it was the last thing I sent you, Forrester, a picture of a guy who used to coach. He doesn't coach anymore. I'm going to put the picture up, and you guys tell me if you can name this name from the past. Who's that?
I can't see that far. It's all the way across the room. Lance, you get first pick because I got to wait for it to pop up.
He's got a little Skip Holtz in him, but with stubble. I don't know.
Here's the clue, Brandon. It may help your eyesight. I think he was Tommy.
Oh, it's Tony Franklin.
I think he was Tommy Tuberville's last offensive coordinator.
He got fired mid-season. I remember that because you remember he was
packing his box and walking
carrying
out.
his books out.
He was moving out the front door where all the media could be rather than out the back door where he could do it.
He was at Auburn in 2008, and I think that's Tuberville's last year.
Yeah.
Wait, where's he been?
He's been at La Tech. He was at Kentucky in 1997. Was that Hal Mumme?
Yeah.
97?
Yeah, he was with Hal Mumme. He was in that, that air raid tree.
Yeah. Jaron Lorenzen, the hefty quarterback. What do we call him?
Hefty lefty.
Hefty lefty. He was his OC. Went to Troy for a couple of years, and that's what led him to Auburn. After that, he went to Cal for a lot. La Tech, Cal, Middle Tennessee, back to La Tech, where he just retired this weekend. Has been coaching since 1979.
All I can remember is how excited Auburn fans were, to bring in what was thought to be an innovative offensive mind with Tuberville's defense. And this is bad. It's so long ago, we weren't even doing a show together, but Dunaway and I were, and Rob Pate, I remember, used to come on weekly with us, a sponsored guest, former Auburn player. And I can't remember who they played in the season opener, but I think they actually scored some points in that game. And Rob Pate came on our show and was like, this offense will not work in the SEC. I've seen one game of it. That's all I got to say. If he thinks he can go side to side in the SEC, he's out of his mind. And sure enough, that was a terrible offense at Auburn.
Was he at Hoover at one point with rush probes? Was he at Hoover?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. You mean after Auburn, you think?
No, I can't remember. I thought maybe he was at Hoover a little bit. I can't remember, though. Maybe he wasn't. But Tony Franklin, name from the past, retiring from Auburn. That was a long time ago.
I don't have him at Hoover. He never coached outside the collegiate level once he got there at Kentucky, except whatever the Lexington Horsemen are. I'm going to assume that was Arena Football League.
Yeah. All right. So we'll get to the viewing menu here. Richard Hendrix back to basketball at the top of the hour. The viewing menu brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, I made the call way back in 2003. Had the 2200 vision, was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. Make the call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. She is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, we got another Screen Unseen event tonight at AMC Theaters. It's a rated R movie that lasts an hour and 44 minutes, and it looks like it'll be a movie called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie. And it's based on a show called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, which I've never heard of. But it's about unemployed bandmates, best friends, and fictionalized alter egos of the creators of the show. Matt and Jay want to play at the Rivoli by attempting a new scheme involving a DeLorean-inspired RV. When it goes wrong, they're transported to 2008 and need to find a way to return to the present. It's supposed to be pretty funny, but I think I'll skip this one.
Yeah, I think I would if I were you.
I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
doesn't sound good.
Thumbs down for the staff.
We got a new Netflix documentary called Matter of Time, and it's about Eddie Vedder and his benefit concert in Seattle. And what it does is it funds a race for a cure on for the genetic disorder epidermolysis bullosa, which is extremely fragile skin and mucous membranes being fragile, and they blister and tear from like minor friction.
Well, that sounds awful.
Yeah,
terrible.
It's having paper skin. And then finally on viewing menu today, Peacock has a new release. It is The Burbs. So Scott had to get Peacock to watch the Super Bowl, so now he can watch The Burbs tonight.
Yeah,
You know, I saw
I'm gonna watch it.
I saw the previews and it looked horrible.
Oh, really? I saw the previews. So it looked kind of funny.
It reminded me of a show back in the 90s. Wisteria Lane. What was that?
You talking about Twin Peaks?
Oh, that's Wisteria Lane was Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Gave me that vibe.
I don't know. Jennifer and I are going to try it. I'll report back.
I told Tyler I went to, me and Maddie went to see Send Help, and I get there and we're buying tickets, and he's like, it's in 3D. And I was like, well, we don't want to see it in 3D. And he's like, well, you don't have a choice.
Well, I live in America, I do.
What do you mean? He's like, if you don't wear the glasses, it's going to be all funky. And so you ended up not going. Why do they have movies in 3D now?
Why do you have that movie in 3D? Send Help?
I don't know why that movie in particular is in 3D because, like I was telling Lance before the show, I can't think of any scene in that movie that would have benefited from having something pop out at you.
I didn't like The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney, but if that was in 3D, there's probably something you could...
There would have been benefits.
Yeah. In the trailer, the airplane explosion and her killing the boar, throwing a spear, I would imagine those are 3D moments, is all I'm saying.
So, Jeeves, you won't remember this. I know these guys will. There were certain shows that they would do on television where you could go out to your local Long's Electronics and get a pair of 3D glasses because they were going to have a 3D movie back in the day.
It was not good, by the way. It was bad 3D.
It was like built-in moments of stuff coming at you.
Jason, the Friday the 13th, the third chapter was in 3D.
Part 3 was
Jaws 3 was in
Jaws
3D.
Yeah.
Very hokey.
And Peacock's, the description for it is, for The Burbs, is inspired by the 1989 horror comedy. The series stars Keke Palmer and Jack Whitehall as a couple who relocate to their husband's childhood home, where a new neighbor brings old cul-de-sac secrets to light. I don't know what that is. I don't know what secrets you got hiding in the cul-de-sac.
I'll report back.
That's what Tyler.
Episode binge.
That's what Tyler is watching. We'll talk to Richard Hendrix coming up on the other side after Alabama, Florida, Oklahoma, Kentucky, and Arkansas get wins in the SEC this week. New York Butcher takes us to the top of the hour.
I had an opportunity to get in and see our friend Jim on Saturday night. Picked up some great steaks and picked up some Italian sausage for yesterday for the big game. Just fantastic food all of the time from our friend Jim and the great staff of butchers there at the New York Butcher Shop. Also want to remind you, Valentine's Day coming up. You can pre-order right now their Valentine's Day special. 2 of the certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2 yeast rolls. The Choice, $69.99. The Prime, $79.99. Available for pickup this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cabo Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Alabama beats Auburn. I did no research on this before I tweeted it out.
That's good.
But the sports coat, it's Twitter, Brown. You don't have to be factual.
That's right. You have to research, yes.
I wasn't trying to pass something through Congress. More on that later. Alabama beats Auburn 96-92, and I think he had the same sports coat on that he wore last year at Neville. Nate rotates a lot of sports coats in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But just from the eye when I was at Neville last year and the one he had on this year looked to be the same exact sports coat. So maybe this is the new black hoodie for Nate when he goes to Auburn. We're only wear this sports coat when he goes to Auburn.
Well, he's won. Alabama's won 3 of the last 4 there, so I wouldn't change a whole lot. It's a tough place to play.
2 straight at Neville. That's a big win for Alabama.
All right, Richard Hendrix talks all of the SEC with us now, the former Alabama great, now ESPN and SEC Network. Welcome in, Big Richard. How are you today, my friend?
Doing great, guys. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on as always. Let's just start with that game. We've talked a lot about it already today. I mean, if Alabama, they didn't shoot a ton of threes, but if you're going to be 12 of 23, you are going to be awful difficult to beat. I don't care where the game is.
Oh, for sure. And when you look at the box score, it's really puzzling how Alabama was able to finish this game out and win it. Auburn outpaced Alabama, shooting them 12 more field goal attempts than the Tide take. So only 5 turnovers for Auburn in this game, but Alabama was able to withstand the play of Auburn and the crowd throughout the game. And if you give the Tide just a little bit of time to come back in the game with their pace of play and their dynamic guard play and shooting threes from the outside, if they get hot, they can come back and beat you in the end. And they had just enough of what it took to win down the stretch.
Are you a little concerned with Alabama's turnovers? I mean, 14 turnovers, they get out of there with the win. But, you go back to Florida, I forgot, what was the number, 18?
Yeah, of course. I think you have to value the basketball. But for me, when I look at Alabama, it's more so about a sense of urgency from game to game. They've had some highs that are really high and some lows that are really low. And when you have guards that are really good, talented, savvy, crafty players that can beat their man one-on-one and can score in an entertaining and electric style, sometimes the mentality can switch to making you think you're doing things very easily, and you can feel like you're playing well when you're having big wins. But then the next game you bounce back, and other teams tighten up defensively. They slow down the pace, and you're going to have to be a little bit more spirited from the opening jump if you're Alabama, and anticipate that other teams are going to give you their best punch, particularly now that you have Bediako on the roster and everybody's talking about you. So you can't ever take anyone lightly, and you have to bring the fight to them. And that's what Alabama's going to have to do from here on out, because these are some close comeback wins that they've had in the last 2 that really could have easily gone the other direction.
Not to get too much in the weeds of X's and O's, but it looked like Auburn in the second half really started to struggle switching on defense. Can you explain to me what I just said?
No. Well, you're right. I mean, oftentimes it's about the matchups. And Alabama and Nate Oats does a really good job of running ball screen coverages that put players in positions where they can find the advantage. And when they do that, it forces you to have to switch, and your bigs are going to be out on Philon or Holloway. And when you have that on an island, then they're able to blow past you, get into the paint, kick it out, and you get the defense in rotation. So it's a mentality that you have to have defensively, and you have to have the proper personnel to be able to stay in front of them. And we've been able to see over the last couple of years, it's only a few programs that have that type personnel. Auburn has had it in the past. Tennessee has it. Florida has it, where you have bigs who can switch and be able to slide their feet with you for a multiple possession and funnel you to other guys who can help, and then they can dominate the boards. But if Alabama can get you out in pace and play with a lot of freedom, then you're going to be at their mercy.
Richard Hendrix with us, ESPN SEC Network. He's on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Plus minus is one of those things we don't spend a whole lot of time talking about. But we do spend a lot of time talking about Bediako. It can be a tiresome conversation. I get that. But I think his only plus is in Missouri. The rest of the time he has been minus for Alabama, if I am not mistaken. Do your eyeballs share that view? I mean, the stats say that the guy has not been a plus contributor very much for Alabama. Does it look that way when you watch?
Well, I think it is a challenge for young players to understand how to have a new guy come into your system, and you learn how to be to acclimate him and acclimate yourself with him in the roster and still be productive. I thought in the first game that he showed up against Tennessee, he came out in ball screen coverage offensively and defensively and was effective. They hit him on a lot of lobs, but what you did see in that same game was that Aden Sherrill was nowhere to be found. And you have to figure out in those situations when you have roster change up, how you can be productive in short amount of minutes with different lineups on the court. and being able to work your minutes to be productive. So the chemistry might be a little bit off, but at the same time, he's been able to do a lot of positive things for the team, but everyone else has to figure out how to make it all come together at the same time.
Obviously, Todd Pettiford had really been struggling in conference, shooting the three and just struggling overall offensively. Had maybe his best game, especially in the SEC this year. If you're an Auburn fan, I mean, is this something that you think Todd probably shakes out of moving forward?
Well, you got to hope so, because you have Keyshawn Hall, who's going to be the number one guy. He's very efficient, and he brings it every single night. Pettiford's got to be the number two, but he's been up and down all season long. I think, to me, he shoots a high degree of difficulty in his shots. He has really good athleticism. I think he can get to the free throw line with a little bit of physicality and using his speed to attack the hips and angles of players that are guarding him. And if he doesn't settle for those very tough shots, particularly from the three-point line, then he's going to be a far better player. If they can get him playing good ball and Kevin Overton to be that third scorer who can bring you something every single game, then Auburn's still going to be in the mix. But this last weekend, that was a huge drop for them, as they have to protect home court. And to be able to do that, losing a game to Texas A&M and to Alabama at home, it's not the home court advantage that Neville Arena in the jungle wish that they'd had, but there's still a lot of time for them to get it back going.
Auburn goes and plays at Vandy Tuesday night. Quick turnaround to go play a Vanderbilt team that's been really good, but they just got housed by Oklahoma. The Sooners led by 21 at one point. It ended up being 92-91. What's Auburn walking into now at Vandy?
Well, it should be a motivated team and one that you cannot lose that game to Oklahoma at home. Oklahoma had only won one game in SEC play, and a tough place to play in Nashville. But to get out on that lead that they had, it shows that Porter Moser was somehow able to get his players ready to play in a tough environment. But if you're Vanderbilt, now is the time that you have to get it together. They rely a lot on their guard play with Tyler Tanner and Tyler Nickel and Duke Miles. But they're going to have to get something on the inside, particularly when you're playing against Auburn, because Keyshawn Murphy is starting to get back in good health. Philip Jovich is always going to be tough on the boards. And then Keyshawn Hall has really good size coming in from the wing position. So it's going to be a game where Auburn is going to try to control the tempo of the game, playing in that gap defense, not letting Tyler Tanner get to the paint. And if they can dominate the O boards, they can make it difficult on the Commodores. But this is a must-win game for both of those teams because there has to be some sense of urgency to improve your NCAA tournament resume and stay on pace to see what happens in SEC play for seeding for the SEC tournament.
Richard Hendrix with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Everyone has played at least 10 games. Few teams have played 11. So we've got a good sample size of the SEC. Am I overstating it to say it's Florida and everyone else right now? Is Florida that much better than everyone else in the SEC?
I think they are. I think they are that much better, particularly when you talk about the front line and the versatility that they have. With that, the bigs to be able to switch on defenses, to dominate the offensive defensive boards. They all have a low post repertoire, which they can score over both shoulders, and they can play high-low basketball. So the question mark will be what it's been from the very beginning of the season. Can the guard play of Florida match what the bigs are able to do? And if they can get it going, we all know that guard play is what wins in tournament basketball. But when you have the luxury of being able to dominate in another way, then it gives them the advantage in this league. They have a personnel group that no one else in this league can match up against, except maybe Arkansas, who's a team who's flying right under the radar that nobody is talking about. I don't know why. You got a Hall of Fame coach in John Calipari, and no one's talking about you. But they are the team to beat in my estimate, and they're looking really good right now.
So back-to-back losses for Bucky McMillan and Texas A&M. They lose by 19 to that Florida team. They only shoot 31%, only 67 points. Is the honeymoon over, so to speak, or is it just two really difficult opponents going on the road to Coleman and then obviously hosting Florida?
Just as simple as that. I think when you talk about Rashawn Agee being their big man at 6'7", who's very tough and physical and can do a lot of things, when they play against a team that has legitimate size like Alabama does with two bigs at 6'11", 7 foot, and Bediako and Sherrell down low, and then what Florida can do with their front line, then it makes it really difficult for those guards to finish in the paint. And you're talking about mobile bigs who can also contest shots on the three-point line, and they're cerebral players that can beat the press. So that was a tough situation for Texas A&M in their last 2 games. But they have a favorable schedule down the stretch with some home games. And I do think that they can regain their composure and start back playing the way that they've been playing, which is not just about pressing, but it's about executing in the half court. If you really watch them, that's what they do well. If they can do that, then they can still be in the mix down the stretch.
I'm just finishing up a call with the SEC Old Guard, the basketball gods. They're saying that Kentucky is in second place, not Arkansas, Richard, that you're not giving Kentucky, mandated by SEC law, enough love. They've won 8 of 9.
I'm giving them love. And I was just saying that Arkansas was a team that's flying under the radar because they can match up with Florida. But Kentucky is a team that's not flying under the radar for me at all. I've been looking at them 4 times, I believe, this season. And people look at Kentucky and they're measuring this team based on the $22 million roster that they have, the injuries that they've had this season. But that's not what you should look at. You need to look at what they have. And what you do have is you have 7 or 8 players, including Tagovailoa, who's the preseason player of the year, who's playing big-time basketball. And when you have a shortened roster of 7 or 8 players, it makes it easier for players to concentrate, to know that they're going to be depended on, and they're going to get the playing time that they desire. And it makes it easier on the coaching staff to make decisions about who you're going to play in your rotations. So Mark Pope has had to struggle all season long when he was figuring out, am I going to play Jalen Lowe? His shoulder's hurting a little bit. Is he going to be on a pitch count? What am I going to do? Well, now he's out. And you know, the same thing for Jalen Quaintance. He's out. You don't know if you're going to depend on him. So you know who you're going to lean on. And when they have those guys, I'm telling you, confidence soars and they're in the mix. So people should be talking about the Wildcats. They need to let the stuff go about the money because it doesn't matter. It just is what it is. It's just a number. And I think Kentucky is starting to heat up, and they're always a team to be reckoned with at Rupp.
And they've got Tennessee's number. I mean, it's just one of those deals where Tennessee – I saw Tennessee put out, and it makes sense if you think about it, Rick Barnes is the winningest active coach against Kentucky. Yet in the same breath, Kentucky's had his number too. That's just a longevity record for Rick Barnes is what that is. But, I mean, he's just struggled against Tennessee, especially in Knoxville. That was where they had the collapse this year. But, I mean, it was kind of a collapse Saturday night as well, Richard. I mean, they had a comfortable lead in that game at the half.
For sure. Listen, some teams just don't beat other teams. And Tennessee's struggle has been, can they figure out how to win with this team? But listen, Kentucky can have Tennessee's number. Tennessee can have Alabama's number. Alabama can have Auburn's number. I mean, there's just some groups. Florida has Alabama's number. There's some teams that you just don't match up with. And Kentucky has, or Alabama has Kentucky's number.
Yeah.
So it's one of these things that, you know, you just match up against some teams that you just cannot figure it out. But that's what makes the league fun. You look to see what happens with the adjustments. And Tennessee, as we touched on, that's a really good team. You know they're going to defend. They're well coached. But they got to figure out how to win games down the stretch. And sometimes that's a skill that teams just don't have.
All right, so I saw you on social media over the weekend, and I noticed it got a lot of reaction, some good, I guess predominantly bad because it is social media. You had a unique idea, I thought, that kind of got lost in what everyone else was reading in this whole Bediako situation. Can you just kind of, more than the characters you get on social media, kind of give us an idea of what you were saying about Bediako and kind of an idea you thought might could help the NCAA in this?
Listen, I didn't even think that I was going to have a tweet that was going to go viral, but I felt like it was something because of me who's experienced certain things that he's gone through that could give a little bit of a perspective. And the main thing, listen, I'll say this like I've always said. I've never been a fan of a lot of the things with the transfer portal and NIL and all of these deals. And when it comes to a lot of the older guys and eligibility, I'm not sure if anyone should still be playing at such an older age, you know, with all of these things. But with the being the case, if you have some out there, you have to let others play. But some of the culpability in this has to be on the NBA. And no one talks about it because no one has any type of you're not going to have any type of feelings for privileged athletes who are trying to pursue their dreams in the NBA. But as a guy who's experienced, as an underclassman, there's a notion that you get this feedback from the league about where to go and what you're going to do. And that if you end up going second round or undrafted, that you made a terrible decision and you had bad advice. Well, that's not necessarily what the advice you may have gotten, because things happen on draft day that you can't explain. There could be draft day trades. There could be things that happen. You get tumbled. There could be the one or two teams that did say they really loved you in the first round, and something happens in the picks before, and you end up tumbling down, and now you find yourself as an underclassman that's a second round pick. And here's the alternative. The goal is to be in the NBA. No one grows up working in their game to try to say, I want to play college basketball. You want to go to the NBA, and you have to strike the iron while it's hot. If you're Charles Bediako and you're playing on the number one seeded team in college basketball that's going to have a top pick in Brandon Miller, maybe another pick in Noah Clowney, when else is your time to try to go to the NBA? And everybody says this all the time. Go back and develop your game. I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing you can develop that's going to make them pick you. They've seen you since you're 16 years old. You can take Mark Sears, for example. He leads a team to a Final Four. He leads the conference in scoring. He's shooting 40% from 3, 50 from 2, 90 from the free throw line. And you're telling me he needs to go back to school to develop what? What is there to develop? What he needs is 3 inches of height. And that's what no one can give them. So if he's going to try to make a decision, you got to strike it while it's hot. For me, the solution needs to always be, as opposed to this thing being something where it's just a show in July for everybody to watch a player go shake the hand of the commissioner and no one can switch their brain out of thinking in this way. You need to take on the baseball model where it's just a draft. You pick who you want. Here's the offer. This is what it is. And then you make a decision if you want to stay or go after you know what the offer is. Not entering and then waiting to see what happens. And then maybe it's a chance. And then for some reason, your eligibility is gone. Like, that never made sense to me. And there's been tons of players that have had that. Even when I was in school, Randolph Morris was picked by Kentucky, went undrafted. They said he didn't have an agent, and they let him come back and play in college. So, I mean, I don't understand what was wrong with that at the time. That was not a bad thing. But I just don't think that the culpability in with the schedule of when the draft is, you should draft them right after the Final Four. What are we waiting 2 months for? You know who you're going to pick. It doesn't change your NBA roster. But this is just how I feel from a guy who experienced it, who has to make a very, very tough decision. But I'm sure no one really cares when you're talking about young players and going to the NBA and potentially making millions. Everyone says you just need to man up. But just give me a little insight.
It's amazing when reasonable people who have experienced these things get a platform to talk about it, how reasonable it sounds, though, Richard. I mean, right? Am I wrong?
I mean, think about it. I mean, just imagine if you're in college working in some tech industry and you're just some of the few talented people. We're only talking about the few talented people who are going to be like maybe a late first round, a second round pick. And what you need to be a pick is not going to improve because you're probably undersized. That's the reason you're not going in the lottery, because you're not 7 foot or you're not 6'5" and super athletic. So if your skills are high and you want to achieve your goal, this is the time to strike it. But if you're some tech guy at school and someone brings you in for a trial to say you got some invention to help a company and you can really help it, and they come and look at you and say, hey, like, we really love what you got, but think about it, and we'll think if we want to hire you, but hold on, if you do this, you can't go back to school. Like, it's still a job. I know people are not going to understand it, but you really don't understand how the real draft process goes. I worked off for 26 of the 30 teams, and no one could tell you really what to do. So this notion that you get this feedback of how to handle it, it's not really how it goes.
All right, he is Richard Hendrix. See him all week on the SEC Network and ESPN talking basketball just like that with great reason. That's what Richard does. Thank you, Richard. Have a great week, buddy.
Just pick the players. Stop making it a show. Let them have a little bit more choice. It's not that simple. Get it out of your mind that you got to be up there in a suit shaking somebody's hand. The NBA will be fine. There's thousands of players out there in free agency that can take that spot if a kid says, hey, I want to go back to school. Larry Bird went back to school. He got picked and came back and played another year of college. What's the big deal? Switch your thinking on how the draft should be. It happens in the WNBA. They had this Final Four, and they picked the next week later. You don't need that much time to evaluate these guys. Appreciate you guys.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Richard. We'll see. He drops the mic on his way out. Richard Hendrix on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Don't forget Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. The place you go when you need any legal help, you go to Shinara.com. Shinara.com for Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. They don't charge you a dime, not one dime, unless they win your case. And do they win cases? Yeah. $2 billion, more than $2 billion recovered for clients with Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. That's why we tell you all the time, whatever your case is, he handles personal injury, but it goes well beyond that. Bad drug and device claims, storm damage claims, fire damage claims, workers' cases, all of that. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys, Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
So you've done the hard part. You got a sleep study, and you do have sleep apnea. Now you need to make sure you can get the best equipment available with personal service you can trust. That is our friends at CPAP Plus and O'Neill Medical. Again, 8 hours plus, so important for the sleep, for the health of the body. Stop by CPAP Plus. Go see the O'Neill brothers, Joe and Woody. Tell them the next round sent you. You're going to find the best service and equipment all in stock, ready for you. 5 locations throughout Alabama, 3 right here in Birmingham, Pelham, Highway 280 in Trussville, with hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. Trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. CPAP Plus, where every night matters. For more information, o'neillmed.com.
I told you going into the weekend there were a lot of big matchups outside of the SEC. North Carolina beat Duke. Seth Trimble knocking down the 3 at the buzzer. They were down 13, the Tar Heels were, coming back to beat Duke on their home court, stormed the court a couple of times. 3 top 5 teams ended up losing. St. John beat UConn. St. John's beat UConn in Madison Square Garden. St. John's playing really good basketball right now. It's going to do nothing but help Auburn and Alabama's resume. Both the Tide and the Tigers have a win over St. John's. Michigan State beat number 5 Illinois. Big game for Fears in overtime. And Houston beat BYU over the weekend. All big matchups, all tournament teams, and a couple of surprising outcomes there. But 3 top 5 AP teams lost over the weekend.
That Duke-North Carolina game, I don't know if you guys got to watch a lot of that, was just such a fun game. North Carolina, not even early in the game, they did not lead until the Seth Trimble shot went down.
It's crazy.
Yeah, to trail the entire
game. Cameron
game.
Boozer was fantastic.
He was. And you got to give, I know he gets, Hubert Davis gets a lot of criticism. That play he drew up to get that look by Trimble was a spectacular play coming out of a timeout.
Really was. We'll get to our 4 downs, which may have a little NFL twist to it. Any?
Trying to remember. I did it last night.
Yeah.
It's got some celebrity birthdays, I know.
Celebrity birthdays always. And we'll get back to the Super Bowl and back to Alabama's win over Auburn throughout the rest of the show. That's being brought to you today by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. This weekend, it's Saturday, I believe, is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, look, a lot of guys out there, you procrastinate. You haven't gotten anything for your significant other for Valentine's Day. It is coming up Saturday. If you don't get something, you're going to be in major doghouse. This is an easy way to do it. Don't put a ton of thought into it. The Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. They have got everything she could possibly want. She can choose from a menu of over 70 options. You just get the gift card 24/7 online right now. Go to birmingham.woodhousespas.com. You can order it right there. Let her choose from a menu of the 70 options with the massages, the skincare, the waxing, nail services, all right there available at your fingertips. So you can just stop in, located conveniently at the Summit Shopping Centers. Go see Stuart and that great staff. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
I had some people over to the house last night to see the Super Bowl, and one of them had never been to my house. And you know what they wanted to see? The master bath, because they have seen the photos, the before and afters. They've heard me talk about it here on the show, and they are looking to do something in their home. They wanted to see the work Brad Bell did in our house. And they were like, I know Jennifer scoured the internet looking for the right person. Did she get the right guy? I was like, you look at it and tell me. Spectacular work at our house, and Brad is the guy that did it. Brad Bell specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That is his specialty. He did the master bath in my house. He did the kitchen in Lance's house. He's done some master bedroom closets for some of our audience. But it's not all he does. The reason I'm pointing out it's his specialty is when you go to sell your home, you'll get some of your money back on those rooms. But also when you own your home, you spend a lot of time in those rooms. You want them to look the best they can and function the best they can. You can see more before and afters and more info at alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. Or give Brad a call, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758. Brad Bell, AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
We'll get to 4 downs here in just a second, Tyler. But I mentioned North Dakota State earlier. They are the 43rd state, the state of North Carolina, to have an FBS team. Can you guys name the 7 that do not have, not including Puerto Rico, which is a U.S. Territory?
Yeah, so it's Venezuela and soon to be Greenland.
Alaska.
Alaska is one.
Idaho. Oh, they got Boise.
Idaho's
I'm out quick.
New Hampshire.
Guys out quick.
Remember, never have him on a game show with us.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire and Vermont are correct answer. Maine is a correct answer.
South Dakota.
South Dakota is the correct answer. You're down to 2.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Thank you for
Look
chiming
at
in.
Tyler.
Yep. One more. You have said Alaska, Maine, Rhode Island, South Dakota, New Hampshire. What was the other one?
Oh, I know
Vermont.
what it is.
Vermont. We
You said Vermont.
Yeah.
That's 6.
It's Montana.
It's Montana. That's the 7th one. Yep. I personally believe they should have just taken both the Montanas and all the South Dakota teams and all the North Dakota teams.
The ones that all win all the FCS titles?
Yep. Should have just taken them all into your Mountain West Conference.
It has never, again, I've said this many times on the show, it's never made any sense to me how they can be that good on the FCS level and have zero FBS impact at all. Like, why are they only good on that level? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But Boise State used to be good there. James Madison used to be good there. Jacksonville State used to be good on the D2 level, and they've moved up and having some moniker of success at the next level. All right, 4 Downs time. It's brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Every day on the show we do 4 Downs, and every day you can enjoy the great work, big or small, from Central Alabama Asphalt.
Yeah, if you're looking for asphalt work done right for the first time, call Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction, based in Tuscaloosa, full-service asphalt contractor, trusted on major state, government, and municipal roadway projects across Central Alabama, not just a big job company. They also have a dedicated division focused entirely on private driveways and smaller asphalt projects. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards, no matter the size of the job, from highways to neighborhoods. Central Alabama Asphalt, client-oriented, quality-focused, and built to deliver. For estimates or opportunities, call 205-764-4961. That's 205-764-4961. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information, you can always go online. Go to centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Oh, let's see here. Okay, couple of celebrity birthdays. Saquon Barkley, 29 years old.
Very Saquon-like yesterday from Walker.
From K9, absolutely. Joe Pesci, 83. Better career, Saquon Barkley or Joe Pesci?
Joe Pesci for me at this point.
I think I'll go Joe Pesci too.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Pesci's in kind of a classic in Home Alone. I think you got to call Home Alone a classic, don't you? And
Yeah,
Joe
but
Pesci's got a key role in it.
He's got a key role supporting. Now, he did win Best Supporting Actor for Goodfellas. He's in one of the greatest films of all time.
That's right.
One of the greatest comedies of all time, My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, I mean.
But Saquon, I mean, you look at the season he had last year. He is a Super Bowl champion.
And I think
that's like one good movie, though.
Yeah.
What, being a Super Bowl champion?
Yeah, or Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, like winning an Oscar.
Like, he didn't win the MVP, so he was Best Supporting Actor. So I'm with Jim on that. And he shows some what do you call it when you can do certain parts? What's the word I'm looking for? Range. In his acting, I mean, he could play a mobster, and he could play a Yankee lawyer, and he could play, I think he shows range, doesn't he, Joe Pesci?
Oh, look, he was good. I mean, he's more, the casino, the Tommy.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But, he did show range in My Cousin Vinny. Of course, he was still playing kind of...
he was Yankee, but kind of...
stereotypical...
It feels like different brands of the same character to me.
Okay. Mad Italian.
Yeah.
But I'd still go Joe Pesci.
Yeah, I'm going to go Joe Pesci.
Second down.
So, Michael B. Jordan, 39 years old today. Ultimately, better career, Michael B. Jordan or Samuel L. Jackson?
Boy, Samuel L. Jackson has been in everything.
He's been in everything. Never really was a leading man, though.
No.
Michael B. Jordan has been able to pull that off.
I'd sort of like Samuel L. Jackson, though.
I do too.
I appreciate him. Hard to differentiate on a lot of these, but I sort of like everything Samuel L. Jackson's in.
Did you guys watch The Wire?
I did not finish it, but I watched it enough to know that that was his launch, right? Michael B. Jordan.
That's one of the more amazing transformations when you see early Michael B. Jordan in The Wire to where Michael B. Jordan is now. I don't know, man. He's going to continue to get A quality. He's going to be an A-lister for his entire career. It's going to be tough to top Samuel Jackson. I don't think
as long as Ryan Coogler is still working, he's going to be in critically acclaimed films.
Yeah.
For the rest of his career.
Laura says, would you not consider him the lead in Pulp Fiction? I only watched 30 minutes of it, so I don't know.
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, if there was a lead. I mean, there wasn't a lead, though. I mean, Bruce Willis, Travolta.
In Pulp Fiction, everybody kind of shares it equally.
Yeah.
But if you were to say, like, the two leads, it would be Samuel L. Jackson and Travolta.
Yeah, or Bruce Willis.
My favorite movie he's in.
But he was to me, by far, the best acting in that was Jules.
I'll tell you his best acting, I think, maybe is in A Time to Kill. Samuel L. Jackson's best acting.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I mean, I thought he was fantastic.
Doesn't he do something in the Marvel Universe, too?
Yeah, he's Colonel Nick Fury.
Guy with the patch, right?
Yep, wears an eye patch and runs the Avengers.
I was going to say my favorite movie he's in is a disservice to him because it might be Coming to America, and he's only in it for, what, a minute and a half, maybe?
Yeah.
If that.
The old trench coat.
Yeah, he's trying to hold up the
I think I would go Samuel L. Jackson, but really close, just because I don't even think he started his acting career until he was around what age Michael Jordan is right now.
Third down.
Okay, on this day in 1979, Walter Hill's The Warriors was released in the U.S., sparking a lot of gang fights at the theaters. I don't know if you guys, it was one of my favorites as a kid. If I asked you, off the beaten path movie you loved as a kid, because I love The Warriors. I probably saw it 15, 20 times on HBO way back in the day.
Need to see what year this came out.
The Warriors
was still a kid. Not The Warriors, the one I'm about to say.
I like Seems Like Old Times, too. I watched the Chevy Chase documentary over the weekend, and they never referenced Seems Like Old Times. Foul play a lot, but I like Seems Like Old Times as a kid. Chevy Chase is a complete weirdo.
Yeah,
and
I love
dick.
Caddyshack. I mean, anytime it was on, I had to watch it.
Yeah.
Have you all seen that documentary on Chevy Chase?
I have not. It probably does not make him look too great.
No.
If I had to guess.
No.
This came out in 1992, which meant I was not really a kid in 92.
That's still a long time ago.
Yeah,
We'll give it to you.
I was 16, but I've brought it up on the show before. Michael Douglas, Melanie Griffith, Liam Neeson in Shining Through.
Never seen it.
It doesn't,
concentration camp, right?
It's set in World War II Germany. And I don't want to give too much away, but I like that movie. It does it 41% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is considered bad on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. But I liked it. Shining Through. If you like World War II era Germany, go watch and see what you think.
And that is 4 downs today. Part of the show.
That's three downs.
That's 3 downs.
3 downs today.
Right. One more.
Fourth down.
This day in 1964, the G.I. Joe action figure introduced to the American International Toy Fair in New York. What was your favorite toy growing up? Because I absolutely loved the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip.
Yeah.
And you didn't have access. Like, you could order 4 to 6 weeks where they would deliver in a box to the mailbox, but there wasn't any brick and mortar toy stores. I remember I used to go to like Riches or Pazitz. They had like toys in those.
Just so you could see them.
They
Yeah.
would have G.I. Joe every now and then, but we didn't have a Toys R Us back in the day.
Yeah. G.I. Joe was tough for me to beat Dunaway. We didn't. I had the Fort, but they sold the aircraft carrier. And apparently it was too expensive for Randy and Vicky because I never got the aircraft carrier.
But were you a different G.I. Joe? Were you the snake eyes?
Small, yeah, that
okay.
was a small figurine.
I like the
You were
big with
one.
the real furry beard.
I was a small figurine, but we had a pool table in our basement, and I transformed that into the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. So we had a blast there. All the neighborhood kids bring their G.I. Joe stuff over, and the pool table was the aircraft carrier. So I'd go G.I. Joe.
Yeah, for me, it was always the electric football. I got them from when I was 6. We talked about it the other day, the vibrating one. And in fact, just yesterday, I was moving something in the garage, and I came across the crate that has all my old teams, the figurines in it.
Oh, really?
I don't have a field anymore, but I still have the little men from almost every NFL team.
Rams?
Yep. They're in the
white or blue?
Blue uniforms.
Okay.
Yellow pants.
Nice.
Yep.
Were they playing Rams? Were they playing Anaheim then? Or LA Coliseum?
Well, I mean, it depends.
It would have been the late 70s into the
yeah,
early
that was
80s.
Coliseum.
Yeah. So that's 4 downs now. The show brought to you in part by a couple of our great sponsors, ton of them today. One of them is lanceslock.com, man. Lanceslock.com. Go get all your plays there and then go over to Kalshi and have fun with them. It's brought to you by our friends at Hemphill.
Yeah, we did have the Seahawks yesterday, but we lost some tough prop bets. Under 1.5 Drake Maye touchdown passes. How in the hell did he have 2 touchdown passes?
It's hard to believe with that performance.
Completely dominated. Anyway, we've got 6 plays up and available tonight. 1 in the NBA, the rest college hoops, all available at lanceslock.com. Free play every single day. It is brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at stormrestorationroofing.com. Greg from Pell City and his wife Andrea can help you right now. But before they can help you, do us a favor. Call them before you call your insurance company. I know that sounds weird. But if something happens, or if you think, hey, I need a new roof, and maybe I've got a shingle loose, storm damage, or something that's not too severe, check with Greg first before you file that claim, and maybe he can help make sure you're maximizing your opportunities here. 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531. He'll give you a free no-cost roof inspection as well when he comes out to your house. He's also got a soft wash program to make your house look great for the spring and summer coming up, especially if you're going to put it on the market. It makes it look nearly brand new. And he handles those storm damage and roof replacements. It's all right there, A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Financing available, 205-542-3531. Brown, tell us about our Bojangles tender moment of the day, but it's from softball where Maya Johnson wasn't going to be able to play anymore. She was going through chemotherapy because of her lupus diagnosis. She came back from that chemotherapy and indeed is playing still at Belmont. And in her debut over the weekend, throws a perfect game in her debut, I believe against Missouri State. So a pretty cool story over the weekend, back from lupus and chemotherapy and maybe never playing again. But for Belmont up in Nashville, she comes back and in her debut throws a perfect game. That's our Bojangles tender moment of the day.
Yeah, good for her. Great story there. Bojangles brings you that tender moment every single day. And right now you get those heart-shaped Bowberry biscuits at Bojangles, and you support a good cause. The Hardest Yard, the Greg Olson Foundation, and the Bojangles Foundation will help heart health in all the areas the Bojangles services. So, not only are you getting a great breakfast on your way to work or school with those Bowberry biscuits that are heart-shaped, you're helping a great cause with 10% of the sales going to help those organizations. So, on your way to work, school tomorrow, go get that great Bowberry biscuit and a heart-shaped and help a great cause with Bojangles, where it's always bow time.
By the way, not a tender moment for Jordon Hudson, Bill Belichick's girlfriend. She shows up at Chapel Hill with Bill to watch Duke, North Carolina. What is she wearing? Well, she's wearing a T-shirt with a very famous or infamous massage parlor on it.
I'm going to say they don't sell these shirts that she got this custom done.
Yeah,
Is that fair?
I don't think you buy these off the rack.
That's the massage parlor that Robert Kraft had a not-so-happy ending in. That's where he got arrested.
The bitterness involved in this organization, because Brady and Belichick have bitterness among one another, right? And Belichick and Kraft and Brady have bitterness, or Belichick and Kraft and Belichick and Brady, there's bitterness. It's just sad that they accomplish so much, and there is so much bitterness that keeps them from being able to even celebrate it together, really.
By the way, this is when Forrester sent me this picture, I texted him back instantly. I was like, my goodness, she looks like she's aged 15 years since we started covering her. She looks horrible.
Yeah, she's just too much makeup. Not good skin.
So you think just stressing her out to be married, not married, but to be hanging with Bill?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say she looks horrible.
Oh my goodness, she's close to getting punted by this guy. he's gonna hit the portal here soon.
Has she in the realm of Sydney Sweeney?
Sydney Sweeney's even better looking than her.
Even better looking.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
The most offensive thing for that photo, I don't know if Scott can zoom in this much, the collar on Belichick's quarter zip there, I don't know why it jumped out at me. First of all, it's super wavy, but second of all, if you start looking at the dimensions of it, if he zips that thing all the way up, I think it goes up to his nose. I don't know what Bill is wearing there in the quarter zip area. It's just like there's so much collar that if he zips
this is him dressing up. Like, that's his suit.
Yeah, this is his nice
Yeah,
clothes.
like Peyton and Eli, you can always catch him in a quarter zip. By the way, did you see Dan Dockich, the tweet on Manning yesterday?
No, what'd he say?
It was just so funny. Somebody was like, yeah, the great Peyton Manning is here or something, and Dockich was like, bet the NFL had to pay him. He won't cross the street for less than $5,000.
Cross the street. I mean, look, tell me if that zipped up where it hits him.
Well, I mean, how did he get that fold to, like, hold on both
I don't know.
sides?
It's all wavy and waffly. I don't know what Bill's wearing there.
I don't know why the brand made it that way, because the proportions just look so off.
Exactly.
Like, the collar is so thick.
I know. He's got it zipped almost all the way up, and it's still like a ton of collar left.
I don't think he's ever cared about style.
I know. Clearly.
Our friends at Odie's, they bring us a look at our favorite commercials from the Super Bowl yesterday. Odie's, you can get out and get the All-Star Trivia on Wednesday, and always great food at lunch.
Yeah, Rodney Davis doing that food for almost 4 decades now. The award-winning wings, delicious burgers, fantastic sandwiches, including the Diablo sandwich, the incredible chili as well. Perfect this winter. Stop into one of those 2 great locations, the original in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Dunaway said it. We're out every Wednesday night, the original location. Odie's Team Trivia gets started after 8 o'clock. Live music every Friday and Saturday. Great place to not only enjoy the food, but also college hoops all week long. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
For me, the Dunkin' Donuts commercial was my favorite, with all the NBC TV moments. Did I dream this, or did that really happen?
No, it really happened.
Yeah.
I guess that was a lot of AI there. Is that what that was? I mean, those actors obviously aren't on the set together, right?
Well, I thought they were.
No, because they've got Ted Danson. There's no way they could make him up to make him still look like Sam Malone.
No.
Ted
Yeah,
Danson's
that was
80
AI.
Yeah, Ted Danson's 80 years old.
Yeah.
And he looked, I mean, he was Sam Malone in that. So there's got to be some AI in that.
They didn't AI Jennifer Aniston because she's finally starting to age.
Yeah. It took a minute.
It did.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought she was, if I was going to guess anything that was a clip from an old episode, it was her at the window with the AI.
I don't know.
That was present.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good because there were so many cameos and so many different people. The best by far, in my opinion, was the Xfinity Jurassic Park.
You like that one?
Like, if they would have had that, like how, Sam Neill endorses the park. I mean, just everything goes off without a hitch when Wayne Knight's character decides to leave to go get his soda. And actually drives the Jeep off and the power shuts down. I thought that was a brilliant campaign.
You remember that in the movie, Brown?
And no, I was going to say, I bet it was a better commercial.
I don't know
had
why.
I seen the movie.
Why I'm even talking to Brown. I forgot he hadn't seen it. Did you think it was good?
I didn't see the commercial.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah. No, I thought it was good too because, if the guy gets back online and nothing goes wrong with the park, then it's successful. It's a great experience. You can go to the island and experience it all.
Jeff Goldblum, known for skirt chasing his entire career. It's got him looking at like the surveillance, and he's got girls in the park that he's checking out. And then Sam Neill is taking selfies with the T-Rex behind the gate. It was really well done.
I loved the Budweiser commercial with the bird on it and Skinner's Freebird in the background.
Yeah. That was the only one I had pre-seen. I tried to not
had
watch
to.
in the pre-scene, so I'd seen that one. I'd mentioned it, I think, on the show and how good that one was. I enjoyed the Lay's potato commercial, the potato farm for our great American farmers and passing down from generation to generation. It's your farm now, and let's do it one more time, Dad. And they go out and he's got the card she drew as a kid on his tractor and flashbacks to them picking potatoes and things.
You like that one better than Sabrina Carpenter picking potato chips off the sidewalk?
I did not see that one. That was the one thing that, with the Super Bowl, I had to choose, action or commercials. And sometimes, we grilled burgers for the Super Bowl. It was delicious. And so I was going back to the kitchen a lot, getting another burger or the buffalo dip or, the cookies or whatever, or going to the bathroom. So I was, I missed a few commercials, so I didn't see them all. I missed the Sabrina
this was
Carpenter.
the most, low-key Super Bowl viewing I have ever been a part of. I really didn't know I was going to watch the game until about Friday afternoon. So Leighton and Jack came over. Maddie was there. Maddie and Jack basically scrolling the whole time. Leighton's reading a book. And, I'm trying to watch this boring-ass game. And then at halftime, I was upstairs. I wasn't even downstairs in my basement. I was watching the entire game, living room TV. So when it came to halftime, I know a lot of people might have flipped. I just kept it on the Bad Bunny. I needed subtitles, but I kept it on Bad Bunny.
That was entertaining. I don't know. I have a clue what he's saying. I don't know. First of all, I don't know Bad Bunny's songs. He's not a guy I follow. But the whole set, that was elaborate. And I thought everybody looked like they were having a good time and dancing and having fun. I don't know what the man was saying, but it was fun.
I thought I was in the minority, not knowing a lot of Bad Bunny. But they went around and they interviewed almost all the Seahawks and Patriots, and all of those players were like, I don't know any of this stuff.
I really don't either. I was not familiar at all with his catalog, but I'll tell you what, the man, he performed with a lot of energy in a language I didn't understand, and the people that were there as the dancers, they killed it. So it was pretty fun, man.
Yeah, some cameos there from Lady Gaga, Jessica Alba, and others. During that halftime ceremony there, much talked about. Forrester sent me the $180 burger from the Super Bowl, and I saw Jason Kelsey eating it on the screen on ESPN. This is a $180 burger. They only made 200 of them. It was the LX Hammer, the 60 Hammer, braised bone-in beef shank, with the cheese and the burger there.
Bet they sold all 200.
I usually these things, I see them and I'm like, there's no way. Obviously, I couldn't eat it like a normal burger. I'd go knife and fork, but I would try that. I'd eat that.
Yeah, I would too.
I would throw the bun out.
I think what happens is you get there and there's two guys that are like, hey, I'll go 100, you go 100.
Yeah.
And you just try that thing out. Once you get to the Super Bowl, pricing's kind of out the window. Yeah. I'm sure it was delicious. It's just the functionality of that burger seems impossible.
I bet most of these were sold to influencers who took 2 bites of it and filmed it and then tossed it in the garbage.
Probably so, and they got their money either way.
Yep.
It's just the bun is superfluous here, Jim. The real show is the meat and the cheese and all that. So you just toss the bun. And
the bun almost looks like if you put that in a basket and you served it on a dinner table, it's almost like a whole thing of rolls.
Yeah. If you pulled them apart in the creases there and shared them at the table.
And that cheese ain't moving. That scares me a little bit.
Yeah. Fanfare over function there. I don't think I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
I'd like Tri-Bite.
So that's not the wildest purchase over the weekend, though. The game-worn headset from Curt Cignetti went for $112,000 in auction over the weekend. Friday night, I think it went up $90,000. So his national championship headset sells for $112,000 to the NIL.
We've learned a lot about Indiana football over the last couple of years because it was transparent, or it was invisible, I should say. But one thing that we have learned is Indiana fans have a lot of money. I guarantee you that $112,000 was paid by an Indiana fan.
They do have a lot of money, but enjoy this window if they continue to have success, because we've seen it in this very state. I've seen it at Georgia as well. Everybody gets excited for that first one, and you buy all the merchandise you can buy. You go to the thing in the stadium where they celebrate it. If they do a parade, you go to the parade. The second one, you're not quite as excited. And then after that, it's just like, yeah, well, this is kind of what we expect.
You say that. I still see Alabama fans traveling. It looked like the New England Patriots had a lot of fans at the Super Bowl for their 10th Super Bowl, 11th
they travel,
Super
but
Bowl?
my point was...
12th Super Bowl.
If Alabama had gotten on a heater and had won the national championship this year and they do the in-stadium celebration, how many people are there? When they did the first one, they packed the joint out.
Okay, 5th down question for you guys. Better chance Cignetti coaches in a national championship game again for Indiana, or Drake Maye plays in another Super Bowl as a starting quarterback for the Patriots?
Cignetti.
I would too.
I would take neither.
Yeah, neither is always the fourth down answer. Neither or both is always your fourth down answer.
We'll talk about Drake Maye and more of the Super Bowl coming up, but it was a great question. It was on our screens, and I didn't get to it earlier because I was afraid it would step on 4 downs. But I'll let you think about it during the top of the hour. This point moving forward, whose career do you want? Sam Darnold or Drake Maye?
Okay.
Mike McDonald or Vrabel? Tell me the answers on the other side. Show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number you need to call. If you wear glasses or contacts, you're wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. Did it for a decade. You owe it to yourself to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resource, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Why go out and battle the crowd at restaurants when you can have the best meal right there at home from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop? Right now, the Valentine's Day special, 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The Choice, $69.99. The Prime, $79.99. Available for pickup Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make the call. Cahaba Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
And this hour is being brought to you, as it always is, final hour of the show, by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Hand-cut chicken fingers and the brined overnight cooked to order chicken breast there, right there in the middle of the screen. In-house made sides, po' boy sandwiches, and wonderful salads, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It's all right there at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Lunch and dinner, great happy hour every night. Perfect for date night. Also is perfect for take home to watch movies or basketball, the NCAA tournament. 5 Sundays away, 4 Sundays away now, 5 from yesterday when we get Selection Sunday. It's all right there at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119. Back to Alabama and Auburn's reaction to Alabama's win. Their road games coming up midweek, and we'll talk about the future of Mac Jones and Tua Tagovailoa in just a moment, some offseason moves going on. But the questions I asked before the top of the hour break, from this day forward, not counting yesterday or anything else, from this day forward, Sam Darnold, Drake Maye, whose career would you want?
I am going to have to go. Oh, man, it's so difficult because I do think that
May's got more shelf life. I mean, he's younger.
I think the 2 best organizations are right now, is when you look at front offices, the Seahawks and the Rams. So I think John Snyder is.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
What's his contract situation, Sam Darnold? Like, is this he can't be lucky enough this is a contract year, can he?
No, I think he signed a 3 or 4 year deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can check it.
I will.
Yeah, it was kind of middling money, $30 million a year, something like that.
Yeah. I love the fact that not only was he the first USC Trojan to win a Super Bowl, to be in a Super Bowl at quarterback, but he was the last one to win a major bowl game, 2017 Cotton Bowl.
That's crazy.
That stat made it up.
And you look at that class with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl championship out of that class. And Baker Mayfield in that class.
So he signed a 3-year, $100.5 million contract year ago March. So he's only in the first year of his contract. We're not going to feel sorry for him. $55 million guaranteed. $32 million signing bonus and a $100 million overall contract. So, they've got him for 2 more years at that price. He's going to make a ton of money.
Yeah, look, and he's got another contract probably with Seattle. I mean, he's got a good 10 years left. With that said, I think Drake Maye is going to be the better quarterback.
You do?
I do, yeah. I do.
Boy, it's hard to say that after last night.
Oh, it is.
But he did have a good season. I mean, he was almost an MVP.
I think Drake Maye is still a really good quarterback. I cannot believe how upset the Patriots fans were that Matthew Stafford won the MVP. I mean, after watching last night, I mean, it was night and day. But, more team success. I think it's going to be Seattle, I guess. They play in the most difficult division in football, though.
Yeah, I was going to start with division. Like, if you're Drake Maye, I mean, how do you guys think Joe Brady's going to do at Buffalo? You think he's just going to keep Buffalo going the way they were? I don't know the answer to that question.
He's so emotional he could barely make it through his news conference.
Yeah.
But what's more difficult, like who is going to be the alpha of the AFC East for the next 5 years?
That was my question.
Or who's going to be the alpha of the NFC West?
I don't think there's an NFC West alpha. I think the Patriots have a better...
Well, I think there are. There are 3,
there are 3. There's not a singular alpha. I think the Patriots have a better chance of being an alpha in their division than the Seahawks do in their division, just because that division is so tough with San Francisco, the Rams, and the Seahawks.
Man, I'm trying to answer your question.
I'm going to be Darnold. I think I'd be Darnold, Dunaway. I know I've got a good coach. Like, I don't know. Well, Vrabel's a good coach.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Drake Maye, and as soon as I say this, people are going to be like, well, you're contradicting what you said about Stafford. I mean, Maye did not have a lot of weapons. He had a shaky offensive line. He had, Travion Henderson disappeared during the postseason. Stevenson's a good back, not a great back. Stephon Diggs is good.
Yeah, but he's not a high-end NFL receiver.
I mean, good defenses can take away the best wide receiver. I mean, I know Jackson Smith and Jigba got hurt, but he only had 4 catches.
Christian Gonzalez is so freaking good.
Yeah. Without him,
3
that
passes
game's
defended. I mean, Collinsworth said as much.
Yeah.
But,
and the Seahawks were not going to let Stephon Diggs beat them.
No. I mean, Mac Hollins was your leading receiver yesterday for the New England Patriots. So my point is he just doesn't have a lot of weapons. I would assume the priority for New England is going to be getting the offense much better in the offseason. I'm going to take Drake Maye, but, man, it's very, very difficult.
By the way, not to hijack this, but Matt Collins is known for his weird entrances to the locker room.
I still didn't understand yesterday's.
Did you see him yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, Scott's got it, of course, quickly. Comes in handcuffs and a prison jumpsuit. And
I couldn't tell if it was Con Air, meets Silence of the Lambs.
I don't know. Matt Collins is an interesting cat.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bold choice for your Super Bowl entrance.
Wow.
Especially,
so it's not a political statement. That is.
I don't think so. No, he does it every week. He comes in barefoot in the snow and stuff like that.
Back to the Warriors. I brought it up in 4 Downs. He did the Warriors for AFC Championship.
Yeah, he just does. He's known for doing his odd entrances like that, but that one was even beyond what he normally does.
Some really crazy stats. All the pressure on the Patriots and Drake Maye yesterday. They haven't scored a first quarter point or a first quarter touchdown. Is it point or touchdown? Since the first quarter in 1997. They've gone 10 first quarters without, it's either a touchdown or a point.
In a Super Bowl.
In a Super Bowl, yep.
Well, that's hard to believe because they won a lot of those.
First of all, humble brag that they've been in so many Super Bowls.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, they've been in every fifth Super Bowl. And think about it, they didn't make their first Super Bowl until 1985. But you go back to Super Bowl 53 against the Rams, worst Super Bowl I've ever seen. They didn't score in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure it's points that they didn't score. It's at least touchdowns for 10 straight since 1997.
That's hard to believe because they won the vast majority of those 10. I say vast majority. Well, they won 7 of 10. I guess that is vast majority, right? 6 of 10? Is it 6 of 10?
And what's crazy is how close we were to Seattle being 20-0. Being an unbeaten champion. They won 17 of 20 games. Their 3 losses, a combined 9 points.
Wow.
So that's why I just don't think they're going anywhere. And Mike McDonald.
It's because of their defense, and McDonald is that good. They lose their offensive coordinator, though, which is always hard to do.
It is. It's the problem.
Lost it last year.
They did for different reasons.
That's the problem when you go with a defensive head coach, as they've done with Mike McDonald, is anytime you have success on offense, the NFL is going to come after that coordinator. And you're constantly having to replace offensive coordinator and hope he meshes with your quarterback. That's why I've always liked, even though it didn't work out with Mike McDaniel, I like having an offensive-minded head coach because I think it's easier to find a defensive coordinator that can win in the NFL than an offensive coordinator that can mesh with your quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mike McDonald, though, by all accounts, I mean, just next level guy.
I was not real familiar with his story before yesterday. Do you guys, I saw this yesterday. Well, first of all, kind of crazy. He and Maria Taylor graduated high school together. Did y'all know that before last night? I didn't know that.
From Roswell?
Right, yeah, Centennial High School in Roswell, Georgia. So he's a Georgia guy. And I respect the heck out of this. As a high school coach, he kept going past the Georgia football facility hoping he would run into somebody that could get him a spot as a volunteer assistant. And as fate would have it, or, the good Lord looking out for him, however you want to look at it, I think he says the good Lord looking out for him. He's in a Athens area Starbucks one day and runs into Todd Grantham, who's Mark Richt's defensive coordinator at the time, Todd Grantham, and strikes up a conversation with Grantham, tells him all that, and Grantham says, you can come be a volunteer assistant. That's how he got his foot in the door in college football.
2011, 12, and 13 at Georgia.
That's right. And then ends up in the NFL with Harbaugh and the Ravens, and the rest is history. But I respect the heck out of that hustle, man. I mean, that's pretty incredible that he fought like that just to get a spot as a volunteer assistant at Georgia.
He was on the Michigan staff the year they lost to, was it TCU or to Georgia in the semifinals? I think he was the DC one of those years at Michigan. I may be wrong.
I don't show him at Michigan. Oh, yeah, dude. 2021, it was the DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the DC before Mentor was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then he left to be with the Ravens.
Yeah, I remember him leaving, going to the Ravens, but I'd forgotten that's who that was, to be honest with you.
Of the 3 major sports, football, basketball, and baseball in the U.S., only 3 teams had worse odds and went on to win the championship.
You talk about
to start the season.
I know the Rams did in 99.
Yep, they're number 1, 150 to 1 in 1999. They're number one. Two others better than 60-1 what the Seahawks were, and both of them are baseball. 1991 Twins were 80-1, and the 2003 Marlins were 75-1. But the Rams, 1999, 150-1 odds.
Speaking of my Rams,
do you ever just throw down $10 on the Rams just in case?
I've done it before. I've done a $100 bet on them, and I forgot what it was. Vegas a couple of times. But I get a couple of texts from Brock. This game is showing just how elite Stafford and the Rams offense is, which...
Oh, was he rubbing it in? He was rubbing it in, wasn't
And
he?
then late night, I'd already gone to sleep. Rams were second best team in the NFL and not close. Doesn't really do you anything, does it?
Yeah.
Is that Brock just poured salt in the wounds, or you think he's being genuine?
Our friends at Central State Bank lets us know what's in the vault in the future for Tua and Mac Jones.
Yeah, Central State Bank is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have and small enough to know you. They don't just open bank accounts there at Central State Bank. They open relationships and then build those relationships. Family-owned, community-focused, built on trust for more than 100 years, serving Shelby County and Tallapoosa County and all of Central Alabama. Well, local decisions and personal service that feels like home. So if you're starting a business, if you're buying a car, if you're planning for tomorrow, Central State Bank is with you every step of the way. Central State Bank, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Member FDIC.
Every NFL person at the Super Bowl week this past week, coming out of that, the Falcons are going to release Kirk Cousins. It looks like the Dolphins are going to release Tua Tagovailoa, not even going to hold on to him.
Yeah, I mean, Cousins has a very natural landing spot back in Minnesota, it appears, which is great for them because they get Cousins and the Falcons get to pay the freight.
Right.
Whoever gets Tua gets the same thing. They get a backup quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa that's got a lot of NFL experience, some quality experience, and the Dolphins pay the freight. I mean,
yeah, the fear for me with Cousins, has he lost his confidence 100%? I mean, because the last time we saw him, out there for the Atlanta Falcons, he was just bad. And then Tua, can he stay healthy? Like, I think Tua can I know you talk about the arm strength, so that is a potentially big problem.
Yeah.
But I think more of a concern is, can he stay healthy?
Do you know off the top of your head who the Chargers backup is?
Easton Stick.
Why, if you're the Chargers, because Mike McDaniel, for those that don't know, is the Chargers offensive coordinator now, why do you not go get Tua? I mean, I don't know if there's an issue. I really don't. I'm being genuine about this. In a right-hand, left-hand backup, having a left-hander as a backup, I don't know if that's a big issue. If your starter's a righty and you have a lefty backup,
I wouldn't think it is. I think the bigger issue is Tua's not going to want to be a backup.
Well,
like Tua's going to want to be a starting quarterback.
I want to be a member at Augusta National too, but I mean,
yeah, but if Tua's the starting quarterback for the Falcons this year, they're in the playoffs.
If he stays healthy, I mean, I don't know who. Now, first of all, the fact that Miami's paying a lot of the money helps you on this. But are you going to build a team, or do you have confidence in building a team around Tua Tagovailoa right now? Number one, he's lost his fastball, his deep ball. And then number two, his injury, even though he played this entire season healthy, his injury history worries the heck out of you.
Well, let me ask you this. It looks like Aaron Rodgers is trending to come back at Pittsburgh. If you're Pittsburgh, would you rather go 1 year with Tua or 1 year with Aaron Rodgers?
Tua.
So there's one place he could be a starter.
I'd rather go Aaron Rodgers. And I'm a Tua fan, and I love Tua, but I'd rather go Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how many games does Aaron miss hurt?
Well, I mean, but his skills diminish in front of you every single game, it seems like.
Tua's do too. I don't know if people, I mean, I understand the Dolphins are playing a lot of crap games late that nobody was watching but me around here. I get that. Guys, he cannot throw the deep ball anymore. He's got no arm strength, and he's lost his accuracy. Even when Tua never had the best arm strength, even at his height, but he always had elite accuracy, and he's lost that too now.
Yeah, I mean, of the guys that you talk about, Cousins and Tua, like Mac Jones would be the guy that I would want, and we saw what San Francisco said over the weekend.
Well, that's what I was going to get to on Mac Jones. Kyle Shanahan was being interviewed everywhere. It was in their stadium. He says, we don't trade good players. He goes, we listen to everybody. We listen about me in trade or Lynch, but I expect Mac Jones to be on our roster next year.
But you traded Trey Lance, who's not a good player, but you selected him over Mac Jones. I think a lot of that, honestly, is you look in division. The Cardinals need a quarterback. The Rams are going to need a quarterback not next year, but the year following. The last thing you want Mac Jones to do is to sign a contract with a division rival and then he ends up playing to the level he could possibly play at.
Ends up being Sam Darnold.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, if you, going back to last year or 2 years ago, if you would have said who's got a better chance of really getting their career going in the right direction, I would have said Mac Jones.
I'll go back to the Pittsburgh question. Would I rather have Aaron Rodgers or Mac Jones? 100% Mac Jones. Now, I'd take him over Tua if I'm Pittsburgh. And another thing with Tua, I don't want to go back to that, but keep in mind the weather situation in Pittsburgh. Tua is not good in cold weather, and you play home cold weather games in Pittsburgh, not just road cold weather games. I would rather have Mac. As a Dolphins fan, if you told me price is the same, you can have Tua next year or Mac Jones next year, I'd take Mac Jones.
Would you guys, who's your quarterback next year? Is it
right now it's Quinn Ewers, unless they go get Malik Willis.
What would you guys give in a trade to get Mac Jones to the 49ers? Would you give him your first-round draft pick?
No, not for Mac Jones. I don't think you would have to for Mac Jones.
I think that would be a lot.
Yeah.
Would you give him your second-round draft pick for Mac Jones?
I think that becomes a conversation.
Yeah, second or third-round draft. I mean, to put it in perspective.
If I'm San Francisco, I'd take that second-round draft pick all day long.
Well,
I probably do too, unless you're San Francisco. Brock Purdy has been a guy that has been hurt, though.
Let me put in perspective trade value, though. Like Tyreek Hill is coming off an injury for Miami. They're going to trade him, it appears, potentially. And the supposed value for him is a third-rounder. I mean, that's Tyreek Hill, who still, if he is healthy, is a dynamic receiver in the NFL. Third-round draft pick. Now, I know there's a difference between quarterback and receiver.
To tell you about quarterbacks, coming out of the Super Bowl, Derek Carr is looking like he's going to come out of retirement. He said last year there were at least 2 teams interested in him at some point. And so he's thinking about giving it a go.
The motivation for that Sam Darnold has given a lot of former quarterbacks.
And Phillip Rivers. I mean, Phillip Rivers got, 3 starts in the NFL this year?
Yeah, you would assume Indianapolis was one of the people that called Derek Carr.
You'd have to think, if they were down to Phillip Rivers on the call list, Derek Carr had to be in there.
2 more real quickly. Travis Kelce says he will talk with Kansas City likely this week about his potential return to football or not, so expect a decision on that soon. And George Pickens looks like he's going to get the franchise tag in Dallas, which will not make George Pickens happy, will it?
Will not make George Pickens happy, but he's going to make a shit ton of money. It's only a 1-year deal, but that's the only way Dallas could do this. I mean, after the money they gave CeeDee Lamb, I mean, one of the reasons they don't have Parsons anymore, they can't afford some of these big-ticket players.
That was a heck of a bounce back, though. I mean, when he was basically run out of town in Pittsburgh, George Pickens. They were tired of him. If I had told you a year from now the Dallas Cowboys are franchise tagging the guy, you'd have been like,
I don't think you can trust him, though. I just don't.
Well, he was really good
great this year, but he was playing for a contract or a franchise tag. And once he gets his money, I don't know. I mean, he's a great, great talent when he 100% is all in, fully engaged.
Yeah, he was their best receiver. He was better than CeeDee
Lamb.
Oh,
he was this year,
which is crazy to think about.
Inverness Country Club, Brownie will be on the golf course either today or tomorrow or both. And Inverness Country Club is more than golf, LT. Tell us about Inverness Country Club.
Will you be out there today or tomorrow?
Not today. Course closed on Mondays there at Inverness Country Club.
The Inverness Country Club has memberships that fit everyone. Best days actually happen there. Maybe you relocated or retired. Great place to network is the Inverness Country Club. Look, you play golf. Your wife plays tennis. They've got the racket club. They've got the golf club, the social membership. It's going to benefit both of you. Child care is a huge plus. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? For more information and to take a tour of this unbelievable club, ICCalabama.com.
The College Football Spotlight.
The Shannara Spotlight comes your way every day, courtesy of our guy, Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. When you're in need of an attorney, you start at one place, Shannara.com, Shannara.com. You hear the amazing number I often give. $2 billion recovered for his clients, $2 billion from the elite trial attorneys there. How do you get there? Well, you got to have some core values. And here, Alexander's, he's followed them in his entire 25 years of business. That's how you get to $2 billion. Integrity, mastery, passion, and success. That's what you get with our guy, Alexander Shannara. You find yourself in need of an attorney? Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
A couple of miscellaneous college football things in our spotlight. Ryan Field, the new stadium there, the new Ryan Field at Northwestern won't open on opening night. They will open it looks like October 2nd against Penn State, their new beautiful on-campus stadium. They're going to open that, it looks like, on October 2nd against Penn State.
I was trying to remember. Yeah, they played. I saw somebody talk about it because they play South Dakota State at home. And that's one of the, again, when you're scheduling FCS, if it says Dakota in the name, just don't take your chances. I never can remember all the ones that are good, but the ones that have Dakota, South Dakota State's one of the good ones.
Yep.
And there were a lot of people like, that'll be a tough game for Northwestern. And if you're going to open your stadium and lose to an FCS team right off the bat, it's bad timing. So they're going to avoid that at least.
The LA Bowl is done, played at SoFi Stadium for 5 years, started in 2021. The Mountain West Conference champion played in it 4 of the 5 years, sometimes against the Pac-12 team. Now the Mountain West has been diluted, and the Pac-12 has had a rebirth, but diluted from what it used to be. And if you look at bowl tie-ins, the new Mountain West and the new Pac-12 don't have a lot of tie-ins. They tried to start a bowl game in Denver, but the funding for that fell apart and didn't have ESPN backing. So the LA Bowl is gone. It's hard to believe that we're going to play all these bowl games, and one of them is not going to be in SoFi Stadium, maybe the best stadium we have in the country.
Do they even have a national championship game coming up?
They got the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, I got Super Bowl.
I don't think they've got one on the docket. So, and UCLA's not going to play there. So, I mean,
they're trying to, but
but the Rose Bowl stepped in. I think there was going to be a lawsuit there. I don't think UCLA
How do you
wanted to battle
guys think Vegas will pull off college football national championship?
I think they'll be fine. I think it'll have a marijuana scented New Orleans to it.
Vegas is really interesting for a place that when you look at the Strip, you're like, oh, you can walk everywhere, and you can, but it takes absolutely forever.
Yeah, it really does.
I've stayed at New York, and walked all the way down. What's the really cheaper place that looks like a castle?
Excalibur.
So I've walked from New York to Excalibur and back on a trip a couple of times, and that's almost end of Strip to the end of Strip.
If you guys remember the last
time,
I
think I would have walked past where the stadium is.
Yeah,
at that point.
Last time we were there, we ate dinner at the Aria, at the steakhouse at the Aria, and I walked back to where we were at Resorts World, which is end of the Strip and off the Strip a block.
Yeah,
that was a haul. Like I badly misjudged that.
But
walk.
It's the same way from walking where we stayed for LSU Alabama, the warehouse district.
Down by the Civic Center, all
the way to the Superdome, which I did twice that week, too.
It just seems more intimate in New Orleans, and I saw some discussion on social media. A lot of people were like, should always be in New Orleans because it's so centrally located, and a lot of people are like, absolutely not. Talking about the Super Bowl.
I do want it there.
I think I will check the Rose Bowl box before I do in New Orleans every year.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think I'm with Jim.
I'd like to be able to drive to it.
I would much rather do New Orleans than the Rose Bowl.
So, but your upcoming are Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, which is this coming season, the Superdome in New Orleans, which is the end of the 27th season, so the game will be in early 28. And then Raymond James and Tampa. Those are the only ones that are scheduled moving forward.
Yeah, that's the one I don't understand why we played that and Super Bowls there.
Yeah, what is the draw to Tampa?
Yeah, it's not really coastal. I mean, it's bi-coastal. I mean,
I'm a little surprised that Orlando has not come
curious.
But if Orlando came out with some kind of badass stadium, they could host events, right?
Oh, yeah, because of Disney.
Because of Disney, absolutely.
And for those that did not go to the Alabama-Clemson game or you've never been to a game in Tampa, that stadium ain't close to town. I mean, it was a pretty good haul out of town, wasn't it?
It's across the street from the Yankees.
And it's
Steinbrenner Stadium.
And it's on the same plot of land where the Sombrero was. It's just, they built it while the Sombrero was still open. It's not, I don't remember it being all that close to town. I remember it kind of being out of town.
I'm a Buccaneers fan. It's a newer stadium. I think it's a dump. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me a lot of the one we played in yesterday, Santa Clara. There just wasn't a lot of frills to it.
No, the Santa Clara situation, that's the one I don't understand why we ever did a college game out there and why they keep putting the Super Bowl there.
Yeah. But they do.
They do. There's some appeal to being at San Francisco, but you're not even in San Francisco. You're an hour south of San Francisco, which is.
But remember, for that same reason, we played it in Palo Alto once, or at least once, if not twice.
Which actually was closer to San Francisco, not by much, but is a little bit closer to San Francisco than Santa Clara is. They used to play in weird places. They played it in the Rose Bowl once, and played it in the Rice Stadium in Houston once.
And I'm going to tell you two things to keep an eye on if you're a college football fan, since we're 201 days away from week 0. So this will happen over the next couple of months, and you will, how can I say this? You will be upset about this on the first one, and some of you will have an opinion about the second one.
So this is in college football. So this is coming over the next couple of months.
Jersey patch announcement for your school, I expect to happen in the next couple of months. That is, it's legal now. Even Ohio State's going to do it, and they made over $300 million this past year.
Do you know yet who they're doing?
Ross Bjork says, we are looking for the right partner. We want it to blend into our uniform to where the Big Ten and the Nike swoosh and the Big Ten patch, to where it doesn't look basically gaudy. He didn't say the word gaudy, but he wants it to be a good partner that blends into our uniform.
I mean, Buckeye's almost a weed symbol anyway, almost marijuana, right? Like if you got a dispensary, I don't know some of the big dispensaries out there, NCAA might frown on that, but
I'm going to go Nationwide Insurance for them. I'm just looking at Fortune 500 companies based in
Columbus,
Ohio, and I think Nationwide is, in fact, in Columbus. And Nationwide is one of them. Yeah, it's based in Columbus. And I think they are the naming rights of their basketball arena, maybe?
Maybe.
Am I right about that?
Can Kalshi get in the game here? It's legal.
It's legal.
Yeah. I'm just saying that Ohio State is going to do it, and they made over $300 million, a record last year for Ohio State. So they're not hurting for money, and they're going to do it. So you know that the other schools, a lot of SEC schools, are going to do it. LSU was trying to do it last year.
It's too valuable to say no to.
It's too valuable to say no to.
I mean, I really think this is the most valuable. It's more valuable than a spot on the field. It's more valuable than the naming rights to the stadium.
It's in every picture.
It's in every single photo and every single video shot, win, lose, or draw.
Every replay.
Yep, every replay. That's the most valuable thing they can sell right now.
And then we're about to get to contract extension announcement time. We got one over the weekend. Arizona extends Brent Brennan. If you didn't know that, he's the Arizona head coach, through 2030, 9 wins last year. So he's got a contract extension there, kept both coordinators. I believe at some point, I don't have any facts to back this up, I believe at some point we will get an announcement on a Kalen DeBoer extension. Do you think that's already been done?
So
or
you think he leveraged the Penn State opening and the
Michigan
opening?
He did.
Or is Jimmy Sexton?
Jimmy Sexton did. I mean, he had Alabama in the playoffs. They won a playoff game.
Yep.
He deserves an extension.
Oh, look, it was, do I want to say much better? It was definitely better in year 2.
Yeah.
Deserves an extension. Let's
I don't know about that.
I'd like to hear more on that. Sell me on that one.
I mean, based on the fact that everybody else gets one, yeah. But, like, I think we give extensions. It's too easy to get an extension.
I'll be Greg
today.
Byrne, you be Jimmy Sexton, and you've just told me my guy deserves an extension.
I'm not going to role play with you here, but I will say this.
I kind of wanted you to role play.
That when, like, Brent Brennan gets an extension at Arizona for 9 wins through 2030, it doesn't say he got a raise.
That's true.
It said he got an extension. Okay, so Kalen DeBoer's salary may not change. You just stack 2 years back to the existing contract, or maybe he gets a little bit more money.
But the way these things are structured, that also increases the buyout again.
It does.
The buyout has been
does.
whittled down some, and now you've increased it again. Like,
I'll ask you, did you want, if you're an Alabama fan, would you have been happy if Kalen DeBoer had taken that Michigan job after that Oklahoma win?
It's a complicated question. After the Oklahoma win, no. But I think, when the Penn State stuff came up and then when the Michigan stuff came up, there were some Alabama fans that were like, this hasn't been what I thought it would be. But then I think on the other hand, you're like, boy, the one thing I don't want to do is get back in the carousel again.
Oh, I think it was probably 50-50 if you could tell me who Alabama was going to get.
But that was the problem.
Yeah.
I think 50-50, but the 50 that were off DeBoer were like, a lot of them were like, I may be off DeBoer, but I don't want back on the carousel. Because you don't know what you're going to get on the other side.
Well, nobody was off DeBoer when the Penn State thing opened up, because that was all in the middle of beating 4 ranked teams in a row.
That's right.
And this thing is rolling. We're number 4 in the country.
That came out the week of Alabama-Tennessee, so that was a long, long time ago.
I will make the point with Greg Byrne in Alabama, and this is easy to forget. He was accomplished, and the fans were not down on him at all. But the Nate Oats extension came right after they got drilled by Florida in the Southeastern Conference basketball tournament and were limping into the NCAA basketball tournament. And then they made the Final Four run, and Greg Byrne looked like a genius. Now, then Kentucky came open, and Byrne had to reopen some negotiation.
But still, the approval rating with Nate Oats is 100%.
It was different. I'm just saying.
I would even say this, and I don't know if you agree. If you go back in season, back before Lane Kiffin completely barbecued his,
his relationship with Ole Miss.
His departure from Ole Miss, I think more than half of Alabama fans, or at least 50-50, would have said, hey, we'll give you DeBoer for Lane Kiffin.
Oh, yeah. Kiffin would have not.
Which is ridiculous.
He would not have been universally accepted, but there were a lot of people that would have liked that.
So it's extension season. It's extension season now when some of these have been worked out for weeks or maybe even months, end up getting announced over the next couple of weeks because we're just in that down period. Wouldn't surprise me if we get a DeBoer extension announcement at some point.
Can I make the point, though, that maybe it is an extension, but if it's an extension with the way it's worded is, Alabama and Kalen DeBoer have reached an agreement on a contract extension. Coach DeBoer's contract has 2 years added to it, and there's a greater commitment to NIL, because I think that's one thing Nate Oats did when the Kentucky job came open. He had already gotten his extension. I think he got some other things, not money for him. I think that's kind of your new extension. Is I'm making a lot of money, I can win more games. Is instead of me getting $2 more million, if I get $2 more million in the NIL, and I think fans can stomach that a little bit more. They're like, all right, maybe I haven't 100% approved of the guy, but more NIL could mean more wins.
So that's a look at some of the tidbits going on in college football. When we come back, we'll hear again from Stephen Pearl and Nate Oats after Alabama's win over Auburn 96-92. Both teams with road games coming up next in the SEC schedule as we go to the final 8 games of the regular season before we go to Nashville for the SEC tournament. And we'll do trash in the next segment. The show being brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap. Our man C. Stu ready to help you clean out that gutter one last time.
He started capping somebody's gutters last Friday. Our man Jim from the New York Butcher Shop.
All right.
Look, if you need the gutters capped, you don't want to deal with a dirty, dangerous job anymore that is cleaning the gutters out, call our man Chris Stewart, 205-823-2212. Gutter Cap, it's a patent aluminum cover system. It fits over most existing gutters. It will only allow rainwater inside. It will keep all the debris out, keep those gutters clean and free-flowing. The answer is Gutter Cap. Cap it, don't snap it, 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. Why go out and battle the crowd at restaurants when you can have the best meal right there at home from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop? Right now, the Valentine's Day special, 2 certified Angus beef fillets, 2 twice-baked potatoes, fresh salad for 2, yeast rolls. The choice, $69.99. The prime, $79.99. Available for pickup Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make the call. Cahaba Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time. It's bow time. The Bojangles Chicken Rice Bowl is back. Get dirty rice, slow-cooked Cajun pintos, cheese, and your choice of chicken for just $7.49. But order now. It's only here for a limited time. It's bow time.
This hour being brought to you by the great folks at Hemp Hill Services. Man, they deal with LT a lot. In a good way. Great customer service, right, Lance, when you call them once or twice a week?
They are the best, yeah. It's my man Andrew. I don't even call 205-229-2090. That's the number you need to call. I just hit him up on his cell all the time.
I've got the hotline.
Yeah.
Family plan.
Just great people, though, man. It is the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Unfortunately, these problems do come up, whether it's plumbing, heating, or cooling. It happens to you. Not ideal, but you want to deal with the best, people that you can trust, people that want to make sure that they get there in a very fast situation. Like, you know, the plumbing goes out, you want something done that day, they're going to do their best to get to you. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information on our friends, Adam, Chad, Andrew, all they do, go to hemphillservices.com.
Philon had 25, Amari Allen had 17, Aden Holloway had 15. Charles Bediako had 12 points, and Stephen Pearl got asked afterwards about Bediako's impact on the game and Alabama's win over Auburn.
What did you think of Bediako's impact in the game, especially in the second half?
Yeah, he had a huge impact. He changes what they do offensively because he's a guy that can catch balls in the air and go finish at the rim. They don't have anyone else that can do that. At least with that athleticism, right? He can catch lobs and finish at the rim. He did a great job. Played really well for him. That's the difference in the game right there. 12 points and 3 rebounds, and he did a good job of occupying us on the offensive glass. He played great. He makes that team better. And, with him, their ceiling is a hell of a lot higher than without him. So I think, we knew their guards were going to be effective. But, he was a major difference in the game, having 12 points, off the bench.
You can be a slave to statistics too much. I am guilty of that. I think a lot of people are, especially people that pay to get the advanced statistics, and, they try to break them down the way a coach does. I brought that up to Hendrix in the 10 o'clock hour, Richard Hendrix, when he was with us, that Bediako's actually been minus in all but one game he's played in the plus-minus, and he was minus again Saturday. And I thought it was interesting that Richard said, sometimes that can just be the guys around you that still aren't comfortable playing with you, that it's not necessarily his fault that he's a minus. Now, the Florida game is the outlier. That was a terrible game for everybody.
I mean, obviously, I agree with Steven. I think everybody does. They're a better team with Bediako, but watching him.
The record didn't show that.
Well, he just doesn't seem like a difference maker right now. Watching him on Saturday, look, I know it was 12 points. He was a perfect 5 of 5 from the field, but in those 22 minutes, it didn't seem like Bediako was a difference maker to me.
Yeah.
He wins the hard hat, though, as you see that if you're watching us on the video platform there.
I mean, Sherrell was good, but
I mean, Sherrell had the 4 blocks, and
Sherrell was better than good.
Sherrell basically plays the same minutes, 24 to 22, and has the 4 blocks. I mean, I thought you were going to get more defensively out of Bediako.
I agree with you. Maybe he does alter what they do, but he was a factor, according to Steven, this past week. And it was last year when I was down at Neville, Aden Holloway got rode by the student section from the moment he walked out to start shooting warm-ups 1 hour before tip. And the students were on, the Auburn students, as you do on good road environments, you ride the opponents. And they were on Aden Holloway last year from the moment he walked out for warm-ups. This year, they played it up really big on the broadcast. They were on Bediako. And Nate Oats gets asked about Holloway and Bediako being booed after the win on Saturday.
Another Holloway question. This is not his first time playing back here, but he's still getting booed all the time. Still a lot of pressure on him. How do you see him handle that?
Charles took a little bit off of him today. So, good teammates. They shared in that. I think he's fine. I've talked to him the night before both these games here, and he's not bothered by it. I mean, he knew it was coming. I mean, that's what they do. The best way to shut them up. They were pretty quiet when we left today. Best way to quiet them is just win on the scoreboard. So they were quiet last year. They're quiet this year. He's 2-0 coming back here. So pretty good record for him coming back into Neville.
Nate Oats is 8-5 against Auburn, so he's done very, very well in this rivalry. But 3 of the last 4 at Neville Arena, which you only have to play down there once a year, obviously.
But it's one of the toughest places to win in college basketball.
It is, and all the college basketball, certainly in the SEC. But for whatever reason, his teams have a lot of confidence playing in that building. I don't know what he has done to minimize what other teams face in that building, but Nate Oats done a great job coaching down there, and a lot of people haven't.
I think winning helps. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Aden Holloway has never lost an Alabama-Auburn game at Neville Arena.
But he's not won one at Coleman Coliseum either, has he?
But he hasn't won one at Coleman Coliseum yet.
He's going to try to change that at the end of the year. That's pretty
I don't
bad.
know. Did Auburn sweep Alabama 3 years ago? His freshman year?
Maybe.
What year was that for Alabama? Yes, I think they did, actually. I don't know.
I'll tell you right now.
I forget, but Nate himself is 8-5, and that's a good record because he coached all of that other than Saturday against Bruce Pearl. When Bruce, keep in mind, Nate Oats took over COVID year when there wasn't, ended up not being a tournament. So in the entire time he's coached is when Bruce Pearl has had this program at its all-time high. So Nate Oats in his time at Alabama has had to go against the best Auburn has ever been able to offer. And in that time is 8-5 in that rivalry.
And he got a free T-shirt as he was walking off the court. Katie Wyndham with that great video there.
He split. He beat Alabama in Neville, and then they lost in Coleman.
Yeah, so he's never won an Alabama-Auburn game in Tuscaloosa. He's never lost one, and he's worn both uniforms. Let's get to trash, brought to you today by the great folks with Hoover Toyota. I cannot tell you how many great Toyotas I have seen. My friends are driving Tundras. I see them on the road everywhere.
I saw that Sequoia the other day, the black on black. That's what I'm going to get there.
So my ex-wife, Bethany, just got a Sequoia a couple of weeks ago from our friends at Hoover Toyota. She absolutely loves it.
I want one. Give me one.
Hey, look, if you're in the market, one of the things that I really started to talk about was reliability for my daughter, how safe the car was. Holding the value. The Toyota is going to hold the value as well as anything out there. Not only did I get my daughter a car last December, I personally went in and got one in October. I just said my ex-wife got one just a few weeks ago. Hoover Toyota. They serve Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia, new and used car financing, auto service, genuine Toyota parts. They've been perfecting the art of customer service for over 20 years now with their philosophy to give information to their customers. Look, when you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want to keep you a customer for life. That's why they offer the Red Carpet Program. Give you ways to let your friends and family experience an amazing shopping experience with their referral program. Again, reliable, safe, holding the value to view the inventory and the great pricing. You can either get into their location right there on Highway 150 and check out their amazing inventory and the great staff, or you can go online, hoovertoyota.com for more information.
Tell me about the whistles. The whistles got woo. When you want to woo woo, it's that woo woo. You know what I'm saying?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. That was my second completely sober Super Bowl.
Well, it's a bad one.
It really was. It made me want to drink.
I know.
But hey,
the brown water.
If you are thirsty this Monday, pick up some delicious Bud Light. We start first. A fire-juggling unicyclist has gone viral after police shared drone footage of his risky roadside performance, praising the skill while warning it also is, quote, quite illegal.
Red Hot Panda.
Now, on February 5th, the Commerce City Police Department posted a viral video showing a man brightly colored clothing riding a unicycle into a busy intersection in Colorado. Now, as traffic waited at a red light, he pulled out flaming torches and began juggling, even adding an under-the-leg toss to show off his talents.
You know, if I'm going to have to sit at a red light, I'd rather look at that than just sit at the red light.
I would agree, yeah.
As long as he's out of the way when it hits green, I'm good with it.
I mean, like, really the only damage could be to himself, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you hit him, he might dent up the hood a little bit.
Yeah, like even if that torch is laying on the ground, it's not going to hurt you if you run over it, even if it's on fire.
Listen, I'm going to speak out of turn here, but like going back to high school when your local high school majorette for homecoming would light the end of her baton on fire, that's the kind of fire that doesn't really burn you, right? Like, is it like alcohol-based or something like... For some reason, I never thought she could get burned.
Well, until it hits a flammable part of your clothing, and then that's when it becomes a massive problem.
So you're saying those fires, if they touch your skin, they don't burn you like other fires?
I don't think
that's true.
I don't think the heat to the touch. Yeah, I mean, I think eventually it will burn, but I think it's one of those, like, if you grazed over it, it's not going to immediately...
If I just did this with a baton.
Yeah, it's not going to singe you?
Yeah, I think the bigger problem is, again, something actually catching fire, an article of clothing.
I never knew that.
Tyler, about to say something smart? Nope.
I was just gonna say, I think that a lot of the fire jugglers use like this sort of like jelly.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's what they put on their skin.
Fire retardant.
Yeah.
What about the fire swallowers?
Marty Fespen did not use that at Thompson High School back in the day.
Oh, did she not?
She was the featured majorette, and she twirled fire. I just never thought she was going to get burned. She was too cute. First of all, God would have never burned her.
Was that good on the road? Did the people on the road really like that show?
I don't think she ever lit the flames on the road.
Oh, she only did it for home games?
I think it was just homecoming, in fact.
Yeah,
really?
I don't know what the percentage was that smoked cigarettes back in your day. I never was a smoker, but I think 75, 80%. But, like, we'd be sitting around, and the fray on jeans... We would always get the lighter and light the fray on jeans because it would immediately take off.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that. My friend Susan Allen, head cheerleader at Thompson, Rick Long, my buddy, they live on the Gulf Coast, and I texted them after the Super Bowl. I had a few cocktails. This was in my timeline. And this is, what does that say? You just brought that up. I don't know if they smoked in your high school.
I'm so old, my high school had a smoking area.
Yeah, we had the
smoking pole?
We had a smoking pole out by. It was on a set of rocks at Thompson High School.
And you paid to go there, right?
You had to pay to be able to smoke.
We had a smoking area at Saks. It was the boys' bathroom.
Susan wrote back, that's where all the hoodlums hang out. We just went to my car.
It was always in the bathroom, and you'd go in there and it would smell like smoke, and the windows would be open because they were trying to hide it, and there was a pack of cigs in the toilet because the teacher must have walked in, so they threw them in the toilet.
So one of the most disturbing stories we've ever had on Trash, I had my buddy Scott Banks actually reached out. I reached out to Tyler yesterday. I was like, see if you can find this one, because he reached out to me, sent it to me. Here we go. An Olive Garden cook has died after he dunked his own head into a searing hot deep fryer. Now, co-workers frantically tried to help bail him out of this gruesome suicide, according to authorities. The employee, who hasn't been identified, stripped his clothes off, thrust his face into the fryer at the chain's restaurant in Williamsport, Pennsylvania last Friday afternoon. Now, according to dispatchers, quote, male victim went headfirst into the fryers. This on a grim 911 audio. I don't have a lot of details. A lot of people are screaming. Some kind of burn victim, another operator could be heard saying. Now, the cook was rushed to a nearby hospital to be treated for the severe burns, later died from his injuries. Female employee suffered minor burns after she and several other workers tried to stop the cook from injuring himself even further. At least one customer also tried to intervene. Both Olive Garden and authorities refused to release any details about the ordeal, only describing it as a, quote, suicide attempt. The restaurant shut down for several days in wake of the incident, but has since reopened.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I think you got to get another deep fryer, right?
Oh, 100%. But, I mean, how terrible must that have been?
It's a hard way to go.
It is a hard way to go. I mean, I don't know. It's a hard way to go.
Have you ever burned yourself with hot oil before?
Oh, yeah.
Just cooking bacon.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
hurts.
Just jumping out of the fryer, and when it hits the skin, that one little dot, how bad that pain is.
And it is a small dot, too, and I'm like, God.
Yeah, every time.
Now,
I can't
sadly,
imagine putting my whole hand in
Oh,
there.
no,
this
thank you.
guy's not in a rational headspace, but, man, there was...
Yeah,
I mean, you're trying to go the most painful way possible. That's got to be
right there. Yeah. Woo! No, thank you.
Spanish figure skater Tomas Sabate will officially perform his viral Minions short program at the 2026 Winter Olympics after a last-minute copyright scare threatened to derail the whole routine. Now, Sabate confirmed on February 6th that he had secured permission to use the music, clearing the way for the performance that has drawn global attention throughout the 25-26 season.
It's like the Olympics and Disney on Ice.
Now, the routine, which features music from the Despicable Me and Minions franchises, has been in doubt after rights issues emerged shortly before the games. Skater making his Olympic debut, and his short program has become one of the most talked about performances of the men's singles field due to its playful tone and unconventional presentation. Now, the controversy dubbed Minions Gate by fans online began on February 2nd when Sabate was informed that he could not use the music at the Olympics despite performing the program throughout the entire international season. Now, following the initial denial, a widespread social media campaign using the hashtag Let the Minion Skate gained traction with fans and fellow skaters calling for the routine to be allowed. Just days later, Universal reversed its decision, granting permission for what was described as a one-time exception for the Olympic Games.
It is all a publicity stunt because there's a new Minions movie coming out.
Oh, is there?
Minions and Monsters.
No,
I saw the promo. I saw the promo last night during the Super Bowl. Minions and Monsters.
Was there?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I saw the Cliff Booth promotion for the Brad Pitt, David Fincher project coming up on Netflix, which very, very excited about that. The Spielberg, whatever this alien movie, looked awful.
Disclosure Day.
Yeah, Disclosure Day, when we let the world know, everybody know what we've been hiding.
That there are aliens
among us.
But it looked like War of the Worlds. It looked like something from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like up to date.
Like, I'm telling you, there's so many movies now about Disclosure Day or us having a under the mountain society already built for when, the polar ice caps have melted so much.
You saying it's too coincidental?
There's so many of these things out there now that I believe there's people that know things that.
So is your theory that we're going to release these movies, gauge the public reaction, and if the public, we're going to ease the actual story on
That is a theory.
Okay,
a lot of people, they call it like predictive programming.
Okay.
Like you throw these ideas out there just to
see, and if the public goes nuts, you're like, okay, we ain't telling them now. But if the public's like, okay, I can understand that. You're like, well, as long as you're understanding.
But they can say this, like, there's a new movie with, I think it's Ryan Gosling, where the sun's about to go out, which we've heard since we were
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary, where he's going to.
We'll never know about these events until the last minute.
Yeah,
we can't because the panic with billions of people is a
Brown's
problem.
point, though, if I don't know how Project Hail Mary ends, but if it ends with us restarting the sun,
somebody gotta go crank it.
See, I would want a heads up just to get affairs in order, but I get it because I don't think the majority of people could handle it.
No.
And I think the mass panic that we would have, whatever days we would have left, would be absolutely miserable.
Well, there'd be raping and pillaging going on.
There's no doubt. Well, we're nowhere close to the sun going out. That ain't going to happen, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it will happen one day. Might be hundreds of millions of years.
Yeah. Well, the Earth will be going before the sun goes out.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. We'll blow this thing
I mean, one
up.
of these asteroids is going to hit us. One of these viruses is going to knock us out.
Or, you're going to get two crazy people and they start pushing buttons and And we're just going to blow this whole thing
Gonna
up.
get.
What'd you say?
Gonna get. I would tell you, we.
By the way, trailer for Paradise, the new season is out.
Oh, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
It, I think it's the end of this month.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get back in it.
Yeah.
Well, I told him, I said, it was really good until he flew that plane out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to need the first two.
I was like,
yeah, that one jumped the
That's
shark.
going to be one of those where those first two episodes are going to have to hook me in hard for me to stick with it. I'm going to start it back. But
see, I thought the pit, man. I thought, what can you do this season to make it interesting? But all of a sudden, it's interesting.
All of a sudden, we found more illnesses.
Show somebody's meat and somebody gets shit on.
They did do that, and they did do that. I did not watch that scene.
I would.
That was a tough scene.
Yeah.
I would bet that what Tyler mentioned earlier is actually where this pit thing is heading.
What?
I forget what story you mentioned earlier. And I
The
was like,
skin?
The skin thing. Remember, they couldn't do the
Lance was talking
stitches.
about that, yeah.
They couldn't get the stitches.
The necroitis fasciitis or something like that?
The what?
Where the skin is like paper.
No, Lance was talking. No, you were.
Epidermolysis bullosa.
Yeah.
I think this is for a lot of older people. They have this condition.
Well, the prisoner that was beat up on.
That's right.
Yeah, they couldn't get the stitches.
They couldn't get the
to
stitches
stick.
to stay in. Yeah, he had necrotitis fasciitis or something like that.
Yeah.
Brooks wants to know if you can spell that.
No.
All right.
Finally,
He can't spell supercalif. He did that once on the air.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
Yeah, you spelled that once.
Did I really?
I think so.
Well, that was bold.
A tech startup in Russia claims to have developed brain implants that it's using to control pigeons remotely and turn the birds into surveillance drones. Now, pigeons have a long history of being used as messengers. The birds were trained by humans over the course of thousands of years to fly far and wide. The first recorded use of the messenger pigeons dates all the way back to ancient Egypt, where they were used to send critical news about agriculture, political conflicts, and the flooding of the Nile. The use of homing pigeons has gone out of fashion over the last few hundreds of years, but one Russian tech startup is hoping to bring back the practice. Russian startup Neri claims it has successfully created neurological implants that have been inserted into pigeons' brains, which they can use to control the animals remotely. Now, by attaching cameras to the birds, they can also use them to survey their surroundings.
Okay, think about this. We have drones
That's right.
A kid in a trailer in Las Vegas controls for the U.S. military and flies it anywhere in the world.
Right.
With better speed, a lot further than this bird can fly.
Versus pigeons. Who's going to win, the drone or the pigeon?
What are we even working on here in Russia?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
This is God made right here, man. If it flies, it spies.
That's one of my favorite conspiracy theories as of recently.
There was a billboard downtown.
Yeah.
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 If it flies, it spies?
I
No.
think most of it is just like a joke and like a way to push merch.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
The conspiracy theory is birds aren't real. They're basically a government op.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shirt, though. It's better than Jordan's shirt from Chapel Hill.
Birds
Yeah,
aren't real.
birds
Never
aren't
see
real.
anything else
If it
sitting
flies,
on the power line. They're recharging.
All right, that's Trash Today, brought to you in part by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, the great folks down there at Highway 119 in Alabaster, just off the I-65 exit in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling for the great Southern fried chicken and the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It's great food, lunch or dinner, happy hour, weekends to go, champy'schicken.com. First team in Super Bowl era history. No turnovers in the postseason, the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, they just did it the way you win football games. Great defense. They don't kill themselves. I mean, I know it's coach speak, but they play coach speak football, Lance.
Yeah, look, and they could have afforded turnovers against San Francisco and New England, and they still win those games. But, you know, the perfection they played at offensively against the Rams in the NFC Championship game, I mean, that's what won them a championship.
They trailed this postseason for 1 minute and 35 seconds.
I mean, that's remarkable. And in NFL postseason, especially in the NFC this year, they only trailed for a minute and a half.
I assume that was against the Rams.
It was.
Do you know, I saw this on social media last night, and I knew Lance was hurting, so I didn't send it to him. Somebody sent out the play that probably won the Super Bowl.
Was it Xavier Smith?
It was that two-point conversion. Remember when it got tipped? It was a backwards pass, but it got tipped and it goes in the end zone.
That's all I could do is go back through, you know, the one play here or there that would have swung this back for the Rams to win.
That was like week 11 or something like that, wasn't it? Week 11 or 12?
Yeah, they're up 16, one of the most ridiculous calls ever.
And if they don't get that tip, they don't get home field, and they're probably not in the Super Bowl.
I think that shows you how important home field advantage truly is.
Yep.
Congratulations to all the Seahawk fans everywhere. My wife asked me, do you know any Seahawk fans? And I was like,
Brock Heward.
Brock Heward.
I think he's the only one I know.
And that was it. That's all I came up with.
I know 3.
Unless I'm blanking, I don't know another Seahawk fan.
Meanwhile, Patriot fans everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
They've had enough.
All right. Back with you tomorrow. 200 days tomorrow from the start of the college football season. Boy, it seems like when the season ended back in the day, we were almost 200 days from the day after the national championship game.
Yeah.
200 days before the start of the season tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.